good morning. The time now is 6 o'clock. Yes, it is a midweek Wednesday here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And let us say good morning. My name is Jamie Lee Domberg.
And I'm Zoe Brown. And wow, I'm so excited for the day ahead because it's going to be jam-packed, the show today.
It really is. And you know what? We're also set to have some rainfall in the next couple of days in the Western Cape. It has been a bit of a chilly morning, a chilly start to the day. And that means only one thing. We are going to be making winter warmer recipes just for you in the kitchen today.
Now, Chef Tumi, she is here and she is going to whip up some really good meals. I think you need to get your pen and paper ready, maybe be a little bit hungry because she's going to make cheese and chakalaka braaibroodjies. She's going to make boerewors and pap arancini with mayo dip and even Benny beef breadie. Like,
Is it normal that I'm hungry even before we started making the food? It's already you salivating like... We are ready. Then, of course, it's Wednesday, so that means we have the culinary hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. All three of us in studio are excited, but I know you guys are at home. We are going to be joined by celebrity chef. He is back here with us this morning, Neil Anthony, to share all of his top tips as well as tricks on making the best winter recipes. So come prepared again. Like Zoe said, get that pen and paper out because you want to stick around for all of that.
Right, and we are so interested to hear about some of your favorite winter recipes. So whether it is from warm soups to some delicious breadies, even pap, give us a call on 021 110 5552 for any advice, recipes, or even struggles that you might have in the kitchen. That is what the culinary hotline is all about. But let's say good morning to someone else that's on the team here today. Hey, G.
Hey, G.
Good morning, ladies. Equally as hungry. Yes, it's going to be a delicious show, and it's going to be a comforting show this morning. My name is Graham Richards. So good to have you join us this morning. We have had a pretty intense week, so we thought we'd take the edge off and just focus on all things warm and squishy and comforting and focus on our favorite comfort foods. Yes, we're going to inspire you with some amazing recipes today. Neil Anthony will probably be able to answer any questions you have in the culinary hotline, but we thought let's flip the script and get you guys to inspire us. So what are your favorite winter warmers? What's your go-to meal on a cold day when you're tired and you need that little pick-me-up, just that warm hug from the inside out? Let us know what meals inspire you. Maybe it's a family tradition, maybe it's something you concocted yourself, maybe it's something really simple but it's oh so delicious. We're looking for those life hacks this morning. Let us know what your favorite winter warmers are. At Expresso Show is the handle to use for any of the content that you want to discuss on a bigger platform this morning. We'd love to engage with you on all of our socials, so keep them coming. But right now, let's give you some talking points for the day ahead with the news.
Thank you so much, G-Man. I'll start on the national front this morning. Parliament says it's establishing appropriate systems to process the implementation of the reports of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture. Now, this comes after Parliament's Legal Services Department issued an opinion proposing a process that the legislature should follow in dealing with the reports. Now, Parliament spokesperson Moloto Mothapo said so far President Cyril Ramaphosa had officially submitted Part 3 of the Commission's report to the national legislature. Now, Part 3 identifies several past as well as present MPs implicated in conduct that may constitute illegal, unlawful, or unethical behavior. Then staying on the local front, about 9 million applications have been received for the 350 Rand Social Relief of Distress, the SRD grant, since the application channel opened up on the 23rd of April. Now, South African Social Security Agency, or SASSA, spokesperson Paseka Letsatsi said the agency had seen an increase in new applicants for the grant, although most were from those who previously applied for it. He said in the last cycle, more than 15 million applications were received, of which approximately 10.6 million were approved and paid. Then looking to the news abroad, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC in Nigeria, says it's arrested the country's Accountant General, Ahmed Idris, on suspicion that he diverted almost $200 million in public funds. Now, the commission said Idris had used family members and close associates to defraud the government and invest the proceeds in real estate in Nigeria. Nigeria has struggled with corruption for many years, but the EFCC has of late successfully prosecuted politicians, police officers, as well as civil servants. Then staying on the international front, the unemployment rate in Britain has fallen to its lowest level since 1974. Now, figures for the first 3 months of the year show that it stands at 3.7%, although sharply rising inflation has led to the largest annual decline in real earnings, excluding bonuses, over the same period in 2013. Now, Britain's 1,257,000 unemployed are for the first time on record less than the 1,295,000 jobs available. However, the Bank of England predicts that unemployment will increase due to rising energy prices. Then listen to this. A sloth named Gordon has formed an adorable relationship with its keeper and also refuses to get out of bed until they've had their morning cuddles and a zoo tour. Now, Gordon from Jassalis Park in Sussex, England, took a particular liking to Amelia Jones when they first met some 2 years ago. After a short while, Gordon began behaving very differently around Amelia than with all the other keepers. Their relationship has blossomed, and now Gordon won't even get out of bed until he's been cradled like a baby by his favorite zookeeper. Now, Gordon then expects Amelia to take him on a spin around the zoo as well. One morning, she didn't stick to their special routine, and Gordon became really grumpy, tugging her t-shirt whenever he could, and he remained grumpy for the rest of the day. That's when Amelia clocked that he'd expected his normal tour and was very unhappy that it didn't happen. Gordon is now even at the point where he'll pick up his bucket and a sponge as if he's helping Amelia clean his cage. And you know what? Why not? Because what are friends there for? That being said, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. We will have some more look at the top of the hour, but right now it's time to have a look at the first sports headlines. Here's Graham for that.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Conversely, things are speeding up on the other end of the sporting spectrum as, of course, we enter into the final week of Premier League football, and Liverpool have kept their Premier League title race alive, at least until that final day of the season after beating Southampton 2-1 last night. Joel Matip scoring what proved to be the winner on the night after Nathan Redmond gave the Saints the lead before Takumi Minamino equalised. So that result leaves Liverpool just a point behind leaders Manchester City ahead of Sunday's final round of games. So City are at home to Aston Villa, hoping their coach will do something special for his former club, while Liverpool host Wolves at Anfield. And City have 90 points with Liverpool on 89, meaning that victory for Pep Guardiola's side against Villa would secure them their 4th league title in 5 seasons. Then plenty to get excited about on the T20 front, as Temba Bavuma's Proteas T20 squad will make a return to international cricket for the first time since the ICC T20 World Cup in late 2021, when they take on India in a 5-match series in India from the 9th to the 19th of June. Tristan Stubbs has received his maiden Proteas call-up ahead of the highly anticipated contest. It's going to be a tough one. 21-year-old scoring 293 runs at an average of 48.33 in the CSA T20 Challenge, an incredible feat to maintain. Other notable selections including the exciting return of fast bowler Heinrich Nokia, who's been recovering from injury since December last year, and then batters Reza Hendricks and Heinrich Klaassen. Then Wayne Parnell also makes a welcome return to the T20 fold. That's for the first time since the team's tour of England back in 2017. Then on to Rassie, our water boy. Rassie Erasmus is considering changing his job title to work around World Rugby's new rules barring him from being the Springboks' water carrier. And the sports governing body on Tuesday approved a trial to limit the number of backroom staff entering the field and as a result stop them interfering with play. SA Rugby's director of rugby caused an outcry during the 2021 British and Irish Lions series, being on the sidelines and then carrying tactical messages during the matches. World Rugby announced that it will expand the wording to include both coach and the director of rugby positions to counter it. But Erasmus has suggested on social media that he will alter his current job description to circumvent any possible stipulations. We'll certainly watch that space. Then onto a fantastic story in cycling, although a little of the luster was taken off the shine. Now, Biniam Girmay made global headlines yesterday, winning stage 10 of the Giro d'Italia to create history as the first black African to win on any of the 3 Grand Tours. But of course, his celebrations were cut short by a champagne cork. So Girmay was struck by the cork in his face when fumbling with a Magnum bottle on the winner's podium, and that left him rubbing and holding his left eye as he tried to continue with his celebrations. The cyclist had placed the bottle on the floor and bent over as he undid the binding before the cork flew off, hitting him at very close range. Unfortunately, unfortunately. His team have said a decision would be made this morning on whether or not he would continue on in the race. It would be tragic if the celebrations from his fantastic win were to ultimately derail him, but we'll certainly, again, watch that space very closely and go through those headlines again at 7 o'clock. But right now, let's bring you up to speed with today's weather.
Thank you, Graham. And the South African Weather Services predicts icy cold weather, widespread rain and snow from today for parts of the Western and Eastern Cape, the Free State and KwaZulu-Natal when a cold front reaches the coast of the Western Cape. Now, strong winds will create dangerous conditions for veld fires over the Western Cape and the interior of the Northern Cape. Heavy showers are expected over KwaZulu-Natal's coastal area this weekend. Scattered thunderstorms with hail and strong winds will occur over the Eastern Cape, and the Weather Services says the mercury will drop sharply over Gauteng and Mpumalanga, the Free State, and the interior of KwaZulu-Natal and parts of Limpopo, with maximum temperatures of some 10 degrees from Friday. Small stock farmers are warned to take timely precautions for shelter for their animals. Well, from some icy and rainy weather prediction and news to some sunrise views, we're going to start off this morning by showing off, in fact, your sunrise views that you share with us on social media. First up this morning, we have this beautiful image with the sky reflecting across the waters by Fatima Khan out in Richards Bay. Then we have this one by Jamie Lee Africa from Mitchell's Plain as the morning sun lights up the morning clouds, glowing a beautiful pink glow. Thank you for that beautiful picture. Let's look at your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 8, a high of 19. Mbombela 13, reaching a high of 25. A sunny day in Pretoria, 9 is your low, 21 your high. Johannesburg 9 with a high of 18. Some rain can be expected in parts of Mahikeng, 8's your low, 20 your high. Klerksdorp 7, reaching a high of 20. Kimberley 9, 22. Bloemfontein 5 with a high of 20. Richards Bay sunny, reaching a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg 11, reaching a high of 27. Durban sunny, 17's your low, 27 your high. Mthatha 10, also reaching a high of 27. East London 17 with a high of 34 today. Cradock sunny, reaching a high of 26. Gqeberha 16, reaching a high of 31. George 13, reaching a high of 31. If you're in Cape Town today, rain is on the cards with a low of 12, a high of 21. Worcester 10, reaching a high of 28. Sutherland 7 with a high of 21. If you're in Uppington, expect a low of 14 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. We'll have another update at 7 o'clock.
Might be a little bit chilly in parts. I know snow is coming, but the forecast for the next 5 minutes at least is rather sunny because we are focusing on the lunchbox. One of my favorites, Kath McGaw, is here to help us build the right balance in our lunchboxes, obviously for our little ones. Can't wait for that.
Me, of course, it is Wednesday, so we're going to be having the culinary hotline bling. Chef Neil Antley is going to be answering all of your questions, so do hit us up. The number is 021 110 555 So do please call us. We'll answer any of your questions. And if you're wondering why
spoons out. What's going on here? Are you going to play me a song?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. No, I'm joking. I have something for you to start this morning off.
And you've got to take the opportunity to have Neil Anthony in the kitchen because, I mean, he flies all over the world cooking for stars. And he's not cooking for a sheikh, a Saudi prince. He's cooking for you this morning, which is quite a thing. Oh, look at the little chocolate books. Thank you so much.
Is this earning me brownie points this morning?
I'll let you cook with Neil today. It's okay.
Favorite at the moment.
So good. Welcome back. Thank you so much for dialing in. There are going to be a lot of culinary delights on the show this morning, so we thought let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Meaning we start with the little ones first. And when it comes to our kids, we want them to be happy and healthy, most importantly. So choosing what to pack in that lunchbox can be a rather daunting process, but it's so important. So what if we told you that packing a substantial school lunch no longer needs to be a chore or something to be worried about? And that's as we welcome back pediatric expert and author of Weaning Sense, which is a Bible for any parent weaning their child, Kath McGaw, to give us tips and tricks on how to pack the ideal lunchbox. Kath, welcome. Always so good to see you because I know you're going to drop some gems for us. This is a bit of a funny one. A non-parent will laugh at us putting so much effort and time and thought into building a lunchbox. But as a parent, this becomes daily one of the most important things that you do because you want to give your child the platform for growth long-term, but also just to have a good day, to be fueled, to be energized, not to be sluggish, to get all the things that we know you get out of your food. Why is having a lunchbox so daunting for parents, do you think? And why is it so important to get a good, balanced lunchbox together for the little ones?
I think for two reasons. Parents know how important it is. Kids are super busy in the morning. They're learning at school, so they want them to get nourished. And nothing's worse for a parent than having packed a lunchbox and it comes home full.
Oh, I hate it. You feel like a failure.
Exactly, and that's the pressure that's on parents. So they know if they get it right, their kids are going to thrive, and if they get it wrong, their kids might be a bit hungry.
They're going to be eating junk as soon as they come home. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love the fact that it is simple to get it right, but you just need a formula.
Correct.
So let's start with that formula. What do I need to be including in a balanced lunchbox?
So you ideally want a bit of food from all your different food groups. So some protein food, and for example, like a droevorst or some biltong or even some chicken from leftovers from the night before. Dairy is lovely to include cheese. And remember, and if you look at what we've got here, it needs to be handheld. Kids are very busy people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And they don't have a lot of time to sit down and have a gourmet
Even a spoon
meal.
is sometimes optional with the yogurt, so just beware.
Yeah, absolutely. And fruit is great to pack in. And remember, fruit does discolor, so a banana is wonderful because it comes in its own wrapping.
Sure.
Yeah, and then a sandwich. Muffins are wonderful because you can hide veggies in a muffin, which is really a cool thing to do. Some kids will eat a little bit of veggie stick or some, but some won't. So you need to just go with your child. So you kind of want to include a variety when you are packing your lunchbox. So yeah, here we've got a lovely sandwich with some cheese and a little bit of protein, and then we've got a little bit of muffin, and we'll put in a piece of droevorst. And this makes for an easy lunchbox option.
It's easy and it's simple, but there's also a variety of textures and flavors there.
Correct.
Why is that so important?
Well, because kids are going to get bored if they are just having one flavor and one texture. And also, you want to give a little bit more than what you think they might finish, just so that they have an option to have a choice.
Okay.
Kids also enjoy swapping, so if there's one or two, if there's two pieces of something,
they can score themselves a piece of apple or something.
Exactly, yeah.
It seems like quite a substantial meal. I don't have a snack as big as this. Why is it important for kids to have that meal during the day? I suppose it is the busiest time and most taxing time of the day.
It is. It's a very busy time, and kids do better in the morning with food than what they do as the day goes on. Children are quite tired by the end of a day, and eating is a very sensory experience. So by the end of the day, we're all a bit sensory overloaded.
Yeah.
All the music sounds a bit loud. Textures, smells feel a bit overwhelming. So earlier on in the day, they are more willing to try and taste new textures and food.
By 4 o'clock, it's like 2-minute noodles.
Exactly. Something just so easy and quick.
And thankfully, there are some healthy 2-minute noodles available now, courtesy of the brand. I get where we're coming from, and I think maybe something to keep in mind is involving your child in the process so they are a little bit invested, because they do, as you say, they want a choice at the end of the day. I get that. One thing that I do struggle with is with fruit and with fruit juices, because even the really healthy fruit juices are still fruit, which is still sugar, which says to me that it's going to be a spike. At the right time, brilliant. So a fruit juice or an additional drink, do you just need water, or do you recommend giving an additional drink as well?
So that's where I think it's wonderful that Purity have brought out the fruit smoothie, which is such a wonderful combination of fruits, and it's got some dairy in for the calcium. They've even added chia seeds, which are great and high in omega-3 and in fiber. And it's such an easy container that they can literally just drink on the go without spilling it.
It's a nice little nutrient bomb
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. All their flavoured milks are also wonderful, packed with vitamins, calcium. Their smoothies are packed with vitamin C and zinc, which we know during this time as we go into the winter season, it's so good to boost the immune system.
I absolutely love it. I'm getting really, really hungry looking at all these things. And I think that's what I've been trying to do, is help to guide my kids on that same journey, so we're all ultimately eating the same thing, or at least eating from the same playbook.
Yes.
You don't always get it right. My son's tastes are very different from mine. How do we deal with a fussy eater, someone that's just not wanting anything?
So those children, you know, again, the smoothie pouches from Purity are absolutely wonderful. The fruit pouches that they have, because it's got all the nutrition in it. The texture's very pleasing to the fussy eater. Sometimes the fussy eaters, they don't see the food too much and see every individual element.
Very much.
Yeah, they then are more willing to actually take it in. And for fussy eaters, it's definitely, and I said this before, it's ease. So the easier the food is to eat, the more chance you have that they will eat it.
And the joy of a pouch and you know, this range of food is they taste really good.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You can distract them with the pouch while they eat the muffin. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. You made me miss my little ones even more. I hope they're going to have an amazing lunch today. I hope you guys are going to feed off this. Just find that formula that works for you. Look for balance. Make sure that you've got a little bit of everything. And don't forget that your child has their own sense of taste, so involve them in the process, because they will tell you what they like, and they are that much more likely to eat it if they're invested in the process. Kath, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Well,
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. It all begins with Purity.
well, now that the kids' lunchboxes are sorted, they are all good to go. Let's see what's entertaining at the box office for this young ones this Friday.
That's right. Well, with everything that has, that has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Now, on her wedding day, rebellious Princess Barbara flees the kingdom to escape from evil postman Bundy, who wants to marry her to seize power. Suddenly, she's rescued by Bogey, the odd but lovable monster and king of the wilderness. And Bundy plots to rob the forest supply of spark, that is a magical life-giving elixir.
Now, only Bogey, Barbara, and their bouncy friend Bunny can stop him, but they face Bundy's vicious army of giant robotic rats. Let's find out a bit more about this animation.
The giant serpent defeated. The princess was free at last. Tears sparkled in her eyes like...
The clock tower's no place for a fragile girl like you, sweetie.
Quite right. To be continued.
Princess Barbara never lived by the rules until tradition caught up with her.
Princess Barbara!
I'm glad to welcome you all in honor of my daughter Barbara's wedding.
What?
Let's waltz, Highness.
Fireball.
What fireball?
It's a pony.
That's a pony?
Darling!
I can't marry that horrid man.
Now she's getting a crash course on what it's like out in the wild.
Who are you?
I swear I didn't touch anything.
You're Princess Barbara?
Yes?
Today's your lucky day, Human. We're gonna sell you back to the palace.
What? To the palace?
Come on! A royal kiss.
Not to my dad's palace.
She's been kidnapped.
We have to act fast.
Here you are, runner. Whoa!
I know I'll fall in love.
Forget it, she's not your kind. What do you see in her? She has no horns, no fur.
I feel it, my heart will reveal it. You're the kindest monster in the world.
All this is mine.
Stop. Life is an adventure.
I know I'll fall in love.
Get him!
To be traveled together. Featuring the voices of Pauly Shore, Haley Duff, and John Heater.
I ran away to the ends of the earth to look for my prince.
Did you?
I found him.
My Sweet Monster.
Oh my goodness.
We'll say, "Aww."
Oh, I think the kids are going to love this one, and the adults. And with voices of Paulie Shaw, Hayley Dove, and John Heder, My Sweet Monsters themes, these themes of friendship and compassion, as well as conserving our planet, all of these are beautifully painted onto the canvas of this stunning animation.
Yes, My Sweet Monster releases in cinemas nationwide this Friday. Make a date of it. The whole family will enjoy this magical musical adventure, and we can't wait to see it.
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. That you'll be brave and joyful and kind. And that one day, when you look at me and I look at you, we'll love the wonderful you that you've become. It all begins with purity.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back, everybody. It is your feel-good breakfast show here on S3. It's time to still focus on the little ones this morning, and we know that having advice from professionals gives, parents the extra insight needed when tackling colds and flu as the winter season approaches. It is certainly here. Now, today we are discussing how to spot the signs of a cold as well as flu and how to treat it with our very good friend, pediatrician Professor Claudia Gray. She's here this morning. How are you doing?
Good. Well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. Well, I'm okay, only because it is winter season. So as a parent, it comes with a lot of stress, and we know that this is the time where our little ones get sick. What should we be looking out for when it comes to colds, flus around this time?
So you're absolutely right. This is heaven for viruses at the moment. Autumn and winter provides the perfect setting for certain viruses, especially respiratory viruses that attack your respiratory system. Now, when we talk about colds and flus, I think we sort of really need to understand what the upper respiratory tract is and what the lower respiratory tract is. So the upper respiratory tract is your nose and your ears and your throat and your trachea, and the lower is then your lungs, your bronchi, and your actual lung tissue. When we talk about a cold, we're normally talking about an upper respiratory infection as a start at least, which mainly affects the nasal tissues. So the child can present with a sniffly nose, a runny nose, a blocked nose, which is a big problem for most of the kids. And with that, they might have a scratchy throat. They might just present with grumpiness or irritability, more tantrums than usual. Systemically, with a cold, they're normally not that unwell. In other words, they're still playful, bit grumpy, but no high fevers, etc., maybe a low-grade fever. But when we talk about a flu, this is normally, it can be the same virus, but with a different set of effects. So flu or flu-like illnesses cause more systemic effects. So you get chills, you get aches, you get muscle aches, bone aches, often high fevers, loss of appetite, poor sleep. So that's a slightly different end of the spectrum. But remember that both colds and flus can cause complications such as chest infections, ear infections, sinuses. So it's important to recognize when is it just the virus and when is it a complicated infection.
Professor, would you then say that a paracetamol is recommended to assist babies with colds and flus during the season?
Well, the first thing to say is that there's no cure for viruses, really, for most viruses. So you're not going to give a tablet and cure a common cold. And we all know that, for example, with COVID now. But certainly there are two principles. The one is that you have to keep the child comfortable. And the second is that you have to try and prevent complications or recognize them early. And keeping a child comfortable certainly means giving them things to reduce their pain and fever, like paracetamol, fairly early on in the illness. So while it's not going to cure the virus, it plays a very important part in just reducing the symptoms, keeping the child so that the kid can eat and sleep, which all help you to fight the virus more effectively.
That being said, I did say that we are seeking professional help, and that is why you're here. When it comes to the do's and don'ts, when it comes to administering these paracetamol with the other multivitamins that's given to our kids on a daily, what are some of those?
I think my main do's and don'ts, or my main do's are, number one, get in quite early, and then secondly, regularly, especially in the first few days of illness, and lastly, at the correct dose, so it's safely. There's no point in waiting till a fever is 39 and the kid's lying on the floor and shivering. Our body is dealing with the virus, not the fever. Okay, so if a kid is uncomfortable, then treat them, and at the right dose. For example, paracetamol is approximately weight divided by 2. So if your kid weighs 10 kilos, then it's 5 mils of paracetamol syrup. And the first 2 or 3 days of a virus, the child is normally particularly uncomfortable or has a particularly high swinging fever. Then give it regularly. So you can give something every 4, 5, or 6 hours, so the kid always feels a little bit better. You can also combine it. There's no problem with combining basic meds like paracetamol with an anti-inflammatory or a multivitamin, etc. And then give it at a safe dose, which we've described. But one little pointer, and if you have kids, you'll know that this is the case. Often when kids are sickly, they don't really feel like taking too many oral medications. So remember not to bombard them with this syrup and this cough syrup and this multivitamin and that. They'll start having an aversion and then start spitting out what's actually really important for them. So stick to what's important, your temperature control, your pain control, maybe your nasal spray, and lots of hugs and tender loving care.
That is definitely on the list. Is this the same for babies when it comes to do's and don'ts administering paracetamol to the babies?
So it depends on the age of the baby. Generally, a baby over 6 months of age are exactly the same. The younger babies, we're often a bit more cautious with, so rather have them seen earlier on in the illness. And they can have paracetamol from an early age, but it depends on their weight. So you have to be very careful with the dosing according to weight.
Professor, as always, it's so great for you to come in, give us all your professional advice. Hopefully this has helped you, all the moms out there. Winter season is approaching, the colds and the flu system is there, but getting professional advice is always a winner.
Being a parent can be challenging, but stepping out is when things get real complicated. That's why new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5 ml sachets are here to make the job easier. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere. Panado, a dose of care.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, Jamie Lee. It's time to make yet another winner, 2,500 Rand richer. Oh, yes.
Gynagard, feminine hygiene mastered.
Oh, listen, when it comes to daughters, they are like precious gems. And once you have them, you never want to let them go. Now, Gynagard is giving you the chance to win 2,500 Rand every day just by telling us about your phenomenal daughter on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter page competition. And we are so excited to announce our next winner. Can we please get a drum roll?
I'm going to give you the drum roll. It's coming. It's coming. Congratulations to Pranisha Govender. Come on. Oh, what a stunning entry. This is what Pravisha had to say. I nominate my incredibly awesome daughter, Sasha Lee. She never asks for anything expensive or outrageous. Now 15 years old, she has not once lied or said a harsh word to us as her parents. Cooking is her thing, and she got it from her mama. Not forgetting her beautiful looks. Hashtag feminine wellness. Hashtag Gynagod. Pravisha!
How does it feel being the winner?
Oh, I feel good. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
This is so, so beautiful. And your daughter does sound like a special somebody. What's your best memory of Sasha?
Okay, for my daughter, she is my treasure. And for Sasha, her mother is a sunshine. There's so many ways to describe how divine and exceptional she is. So this is all the good qualities and a young lady should own. She's so courageous, obedient, beautiful, smart in every way, so feminine. And she never speaks out of turn and always willing to learn, brave enough to handle anything that comes her way.
Stunning.
Be proud of yourself because you have set a great example for your daughter. I mean, looking at those images of you, you are gorgeous. Your daughter definitely got it from her mama. Now, we want to know, what are you going to do with the prize money?
Oh, I'll definitely spend it on her because she's never asked for anything like, and I'll spoil her to it. That's all, yeah.
This is beautiful. Well, listen, this is your moment. It's your moment to celebrate this beautiful connection and relationship that you've got with this beautiful Sasha Lee. Congratulations, Pranisha.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. And there's still another chance for you at home to win 2,500 Rand cash. Yes, money in the bank.
All you have to do is enter the Gynagod Celebrating Daughters competition, and here is how. We are switching the celebrations from mothers to daughters for the rest of the month with Gynagod, as Gynagod launches their new teen range. Join Expresso weekdays to stand a chance of winning 2,500 Rand per day. Nominate a divine daughter by replying to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter pages and tell us why they are a deserving daughter. Remember to tag the person you are nominating and use hashtag feminine wellness and hashtag Gynagod. Competition closes Tuesday, 24 May at 8 a.m. T's and C's on expressoshow.com. Simple as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Time to meet our performers this morning. We are joined this morning by Canadian pop rock electronic group, if you will, titled New City. The group consists of Chase Elstad, Jed Webster and Nathan Brown, who are all spending some time here on South African soil on tour with another one of our favorites, Neon Dreams. Yes, they came back and they brought some of their friends with. Now, the band released their first song back in 2017 with the track amassing almost 2 million streams, 1.5 million on Spotify itself. And their debut album, Live My Life, was released in March. And here is a taste of the title track, Live My Life. Take a listen. That's the best day of their lives. Must be the best day of their lives. Jed, Chase, and Nathan, ladies and gentlemen, give your hands, put them together. The boys are here. Gentlemen, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show!
Thank you.
Ah, boys, welcome to South Africa for like the 20th time. I hope every day someone welcomes you. You guys do look very South African already. I won't lie. It looks like Cape Town's made a mark, which I'm really happy about. So good to have you here. So good to have you here this early. So thank you for doing that. I know this is particularly tough for musos. But let's start at the beginning, guys. How did you fall in love? How did this little...
Together or with South Africa?
Actually, that's an equally good question. That's my second question. But how did you guys link up? How was this awesome little group formed before the magic started happening?
So Nate and I have known each other for probably 15 years now. Yeah, we met actually playing ice hockey.
Oh, really?
Very Canadian of us.
Against each other? Or
Against each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But we were actually like asking to hang out at like the face-off. Like, hey man, you want to hang out after?
Got a cool vibe. Yeah, let's meet.
And then we met Chase in downtown Toronto 3 years ago at a hotel viewing party for the NBA Raptors finals. And they ended up winning that year.
It was absolutely wild. Like, this is the first time Toronto's even come close, and they won the whole thing. We're all sitting in this theater room in a hotel just watching it, and we kind of bonded that night, and ended up going out another night, and we had too much fun.
The most fun. We had a Joel.
We had a lacquer Joel.
We had a lacquer Joel.
One of you has that tattooed on your body.
Both of us.
Really?
Yeah. I would have to take my pants off to see it, but
okay.
Is it that type of show?
It's definitely not.
Too early,
how
or
many times are you going to be here in South Africa? That begs the question. You are here in South Africa. You hopped on board. Did you like steal away in someone's suitcase with Neon Dreams? Why come to South Africa? What was the allure to come here? I mean, we know the lad's already popular here. There is this beautiful music scene that's bubbling under in South Africa at the moment, which is awesome. Why motivated to come here?
We've known them for quite a while. Like, Neon Dreams was supposed to we were actually supposed to go on tour with them earlier. And this was just kind of like an organic thing that happened. Beautiful. We got hit up by their manager, and he was like, "Do you want to come to Africa before the North America tour?"
It was quite a fluke, to be honest.
We honestly couldn't say no. It was the coolest opportunity of our lives, and it's honestly been the most fun trip we've ever done, the best shows we've ever played, and that's why we've extended our trip 2 times.
Yeah, we've been changing our flights non-stop.
And I dig it, man. There is a vibe here, and I think the world is waking up as well. So it's so cool for us to be globally connected in this way, and we've seen it. There is a global network within your space. Artists are helping each other, are promoting each other, are creating tours for each other, are employing each other. It's this beautiful kind of collective drive at the moment. You filmed a music video here in Cape Town. What was that process like, and why choose this location to do it?
I mean, it sells itself, really. If you look outside.
Just go outside, yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I'll just go, like, for this, the music video, we're compiling the whole trip. Like the whole tour, and then we filmed like some extra fun scenes, but it's really like a what happened on tour video. Which is awesome.
A lot of shenanigans.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to have to go through the footage quite carefully, I'm assuming. There'll be a radio play version and then one that you can just put on YouTube.
Explicit version.
There's moments where we're falling in pools, picking up goats. Like, a lot of it is live show stuff too, but we're trying to put in all the fun stuff that happened on the road.
I miss the goats. I miss them.
Well, there are probably goats within a kilometer radius of where we are right now.
Can we get one for our performance?
I think we might be able to make a plan, man. We might be able to make a plan. It begs the question, what is next for you guys? Obviously, a North American tour coming up. How can people stay connected, find out where you're at, and jump on board this awesome little train, man?
Yeah, so you can follow us online at New City Official, all of our social media. What next?
We're back in December. We're already planning a tour.
Yeah. We're back, baby.
This time we're going to go probably even farther, play more shows.
Have more Joels.
Get more tattoos.
Get more
More tattoos. Just keep it going. We honestly are looking at places to rent. Like, we like it here a lot.
We genuinely don't want to leave. Like,
and the music production down south is good, man. The producers at the moment are doing some
obsessed
crazy
with
things,
Amapiano.
man. Buddy, the world is
that how you say it?
Beautiful, dude. That's your next tattoo. Right? That's your next tattoo, and it's about to explode globally. There is such a novelty around the indie music scene, which I love, singer-songwriters, which I love, and as I said, this global fraternity that's just waking up. So happy to have you guys here. So blessed to have you guys here. Rent a flat like a kilometer away from our studio and we'll be set.
Don't tempt us, we will.
I know, it's going to happen, man. By the end of these 3 hours, the best part is they're not here to talk, they're here to perform, and not for us, just for you this morning. If you want to understand why they are taking on legions of South African fans and selling out every venue, it's because they're amazing and they're going to be performing 3 times just for you.
We
love
can't
it.
wait for that, of course. While our overseas guests, they're going to continue to enjoy our lekker local shows. Let's give them yet another reason to love this place we call home, South Africa.
And that's the thing, is there's lots of reasons to love it. Africa's travel in Durban, I got to see so much of that. It's one of the largest tourism marketing events on the African calendar, and without a doubt, one of the top 3 must-visit events of its kind on the global calendar. So I had to be there.
We have FOMO, just knowing that you did all of this. Well, Uncle Tabsy had the privilege of attending and also the opportunity to participate in some fun activities. Let's take a look at this.
Watch it. Having attended Africa's Travel Indaba in Durban, I joined the visiting delegates to experience firsthand the world of adventure available in this one province.
We don't want to only talk about rekindling our tourism sector. We want to take them through the paces. We are going to be taking our hosted buyers and other guests through our tourism attractions, take them to our attractions, see the animals, see the city center, see all the attractions that the city has to offer.
We have been here for the last 5 days now, and we have gone shark cage diving. We have got to the Tanda Game Reserve for safaris, but shark cage diving was top of the line.
Another high proved to be Ushaka Marine World and the aquarium bustling with the kind of life that's made the province such an international scuba and snorkeling destination. Okay, you simply cannot come to Durban and not make a stop at the Ushaka Marine World. For me, it's the dangerous creature zone. It's an actual snake park, and I love that, okay? Love my snakes, but I also do enjoy the aquarium. The fact that you get to see and interact with this wide variety of creatures, and they are so beautiful. I've been twice, and this is my 3rd time. A short trip from the marine wonderland put visitors on a quad bike venture into the rolling hills of KwaZulu-Natal, where so much history has played out, from the clash of kingdoms and empires to South Africa's path to freedom. What a modern, refreshing way to make history come alive. KZN certainly does have it all, and they've pulled out all the stops to make sure we get the full experience of it. Right now, we're at high stakes for some quad biking. Think of me out there! Catch you in there!
I've been here on an invitation from South African Tourism Board and to participate in Indaba. It's a great opportunity, I feel, to know what more we have to offer for our students in Africa, especially in South Africa. And we work on hands-on certified programs for all students, schools and college students. And Indaba has been so far very well. They're looking after us very, very well, and we're having a great time. We are looking forward to bringing more and more students here. Once we finish Indaba, we go out and promote more of South Africa in India.
The helmets, they're sexy, they're stylish, they're ready to go over my head, and you know it's going to be a good vibe. It's not too long before I know I'm ready for it, revving, and as I take on this experience, the views of KZN, the mountains, the hills, the greenery, it's all you need.
We have this group of 12 people with us who are the hosted buyers who get an opportunity to meet the exhibitors, grow their business, and come to know about their products and services. Today we are here to experience the zip lining and the quad biking activities that this beautiful place has to offer, and I see that the buyers are very excited and they've totally enjoyed this entire activity.
Indaba is important to KZN because when you decide or you advise your clients to travel around the world, your first choice should be Africa. And so for us as South Africans, and of course as people of KZN, we say South Africa should be your destination, KZN should be your destination, Durban should be your destination.
Beating the pandemic, effects of climate change, and reconnecting one-on-one with those seeking the spirit of adventure in all its forms. Africa's Travel Indaba needed a place to spread its wings and fly again, and found it in KwaZulu-Natal.
One thing about you, my friend, is you will live your best life.
And I will make it a fun time. No, KZN does pull all the stops when it comes to giving those unique experiences. And trust me when I say at every corner, every turn, you will find something. I love it. Love it.
KZN has it all. Book your next trip if you're looking for some inspiration. Go out, take a break. KZN, like I said, has it all.
We are back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big! Buy a Tropica, find your code under the cap, and stand a chance to win loads of instant prizes. Plus, if you find the treasure under the cap, you will win one of 10 big prizes. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smooth.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, before the break, we showed off why South Africa is probably rated as the most beautiful destination to travel to, and now we are going to show you why with our cuisine. Name a winning combination that always pairs perfectly in Mzansi. I'll go first. Well, clover elite cheese and chakalaka. Yes, you heard me correctly. Now, you might be wondering how exactly these two belong together. So, our favorite mommy chef, Chef Tumi, is here to show us just that with the ultimate clover elite cheese and chakalaka braai broodjie.
Yebo.
Yo.
And I'm on the show, the perfect show for it because we are saying, express yourself.
Should we smack that?
As South Africans, we're gonna express ourselves with this dish here.
Wow.
Don't laugh at me, how? I knew that it was not a career move. That's why I became a chef.
I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you, my friend. You know, I'm here. If you want to change careers, you do that, girl. I'll be the biggest hype person. But today you're hyping us up because what is this, my friend?
Shakalaka.
Shakalaka.
Imagine a toasted cheese sandwich that has the flavors and the cheesiness of clover cheese, but the spiciness of the shakalaka. I mean, you're never gonna want any
shakalaka. You say shakalaka.
You're never gonna want any other toasted cheese afterwards. I'm just saying.
And I feel like I'm sad for the rest of the people because they're never gonna want anything else in their life, which I'm not sad for. Like, do you, Boo Boo Kitty? But this is next level, my friend.
Imagine the rest of the world that doesn't have chakalaka. They go about their day every single day and they don't have.
Take a moment for them.
Let's take a moment in honor of those that have never tasted chakalaka.
We're sorry. We apologize that you've never tasted. One day when you come to South Africa, you'll taste shakalaka. For now, we're going to let you, just revel into all the flavors that we're about to give you right now, the other senses.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this is 3 cheeses.
3 cheese. We started off with our cream cheese, which basically is going to be our binding agent. And then we're using our clover tusses and clover cheddar because those are basically going to be the flavor agents. Those are going to create, because a grilled cheese sandwich is not a grilled cheese until you slice it open after you
and it has that, like,
and it does that thing. Yeah. Yes, that is where the flavor is. Yeah. So
I also have to tell you about this Clover Elite cheese. It is perfectly crafted due to the 5-step crafting process now to bring you the cheese that is superior in quality, taste, and texture. Because you want that oozing effect, like Chef Tumi is saying. Now you can use any of your favorite Clover Elite feta cheese flavors in this recipe, but we've used the sweetness of Clover Elite chowder as well as the melting effects of Clover Elite tusses for that ultimate broodjie. Because we want it to melt. Like you said, if it's not oozing, what are you doing with your life?
I don't know.
Brood weg.
Just throw it all away. Throw the whole person away. I'm just saying. Now, this is what we're trying to do. Now, we're trying to make sure that every single crevice of this mixture has all of those cheeses we've put in. We've got the cream cheese, we've got the tusses and the Gouda, and I'm just mixing it all together, and then we add our shakalaks in there just to add the spiciness, just to add that kick. But as it is, without the chakalaka, that would have been fine for me. I mean, that would have been perfect.
I mean, 1 elite cheese is fine. But we needed 3 and we needed that shakalaka, just for that spiciness.
And then, my friend, I'm just going to combine this mixture. Once I've done so, you can actually start assembling, all right?
Okay.
So some people, when they make their braai broodjies, whether you're making a braai broodjie or you're making a toasted cheese, some people either put the cheese at the bottom and then the fillings and then cheese on top, or some people just put the filling, whatever you're putting in, let's say your onions and your tomato, and then the cheese on the one side, and then toast. How do you normally do it?
I
like
I feel like it's a lot of pressure. I feel like a lot of cheese is good. I would do like a layer first of all our onions and then the tomato, and then add the cheese in the middle, so that way when you are breaking it open.
Can you continue? No
judgment. The judgment. Okay.
No judgment.
I'll do it your way. Which way do you think we should do? Cheese?
The rest of the stuff, cheese.
Cheese. Okay. So give me some cheese, Mama.
Inside. So we do cheese. You know why? You know what my idea is?
Okay.
When it hits the pan and it starts toasting, or you're putting it on the fire outside, because of the immediate effect of the heat hitting the both ends, this is a scientific thing, it's been proven. So what happens is the heat travels from the one side of the bread
to the other side. You like.
Melts the cheese. The stuff that's on the inside stays nice and crispy and fresh, but then because the heat is basically blanketing and making sure that it basically gets nice and melted on either side, on both sides. You see underneath here, it's going to be melted.
And then on top.
And then on top. And then when you split it apart and you, oh, my friend, it's...
Let's not forget that it needs a bit of season as well. So we added some salt, pepper.
Enough cheese. You're not making me happy right now.
Me, I'm being sturvy with the cheese because I want to feed everybody. I want to feed the masses with this one. So I just want to like spread it out evenly because I'm just thinking like I can make a little bit now, then I can take the rest.
In Zulu,
for the
we are saying,
okay. Let's cheese it up. Let's cheese it up.
And their tummy are not here. So if they're not in the kitchen preparing with us, we don't know them.
Okay, so this is for me and for you. So then let's just put another dollop on because wow, we are not being stingy at all with this elite cheese. And then there we go. We're gonna pop that on there. Squish it together. I mean, you could, if you wanted to add some butter onto it, just for the outside, just to like you could, but you really don't need to.
Why?
Why?
Toast that baby up. If you're doing it on the open fire, imagine on the open fire with the smokiness of the... Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yes.
I'm just saying because it's so early and already my tummy is doing this.
In SA, it's never too late for a braai.
It's never too late. It's never too early. But what you want to do is go onto our website, expressoshow.com, get your hands on the recipe, the full ingredient list. It is elite cheese and chakalaka, braai broodjie, just for you. Again, Mzansi, you are welcome.
Express yourself.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
It's now 7 o'clock, time for us to take a look at your national headlines. The Western Cape Blood Services supply is critically low and residents have been urged to donate blood to save lives. The services have been struggling to maintain its necessarily blood stock levels because there is an increasing demand for blood for transfusions. Western Cape Premier Alan Winde has urgently called on residents to please donate as soon as possible. There's a one-day supply left of O blood groups and 2 days of supply for B and A blood groups. And staying with local news, Parliament says it's establishing appropriate systems to process the implementation of the reports of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture. This after Parliament's Legal Services Department issued an opinion proposing a process that the legislature should follow in dealing with reports. Parliament spokesperson Moloto Motapo on Monday said, so far, President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially submitted Part 3 of the Commission's report to the national legislature. Part 3 identifies several past and present MPs implicated in conduct that may constitute illegal, unlawful, or unethical behavior. Moving beyond our own borders, Ukraine is doing everything possible and impossible to save the remaining fighters trapped in Mariupol's Azovstal steelworks. Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Malier said Kiev knew how many soldiers were still at the plant, but stressed that it was sensitive information. On Monday, 264 fighters, many badly wounded, were evacuated to areas held by Russian-backed rebels. Ukraine wants its troops, the last defenders of the southern port city, to be exchanged for captured Russian soldiers as part of an evacuation deal confirmed by Moscow. And staying with news abroad, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, in Nigeria says it's arrested the country's Accountant General, Ahmed Idris, on suspicion that he diverted almost $200 million in public funds. The commission said Idris had used family members and close associates to defraud the government and invest the proceeds in real estate in Nigeria. Nigeria has struggled with corruption for many years, but the EFCC has of late successfully prosecuted politicians, police officers, and civil servants. And Grammy-nominated American music producers Rock Bailey, Nelson Nels Kyle, and DeJuan Cross, who are behind several major international acts, are currently in Cape Town to open doors for South African artists. Accompanied by Grammy-nominated songwriters Trinidad James, V Script, and A1 LaFleur, the group is here to leverage the Safety Club's impeccable experience to help SA artists get their foot in the door and potentially sign with international publishers or labels. The groups as a collective have produced hits for music giants such as Drake, Lil Wayne, Diddy, Kanye West, Nas, Future, Chris Brown, Post Malone, and many more. Having jointly amassed multiple Grammy nominations, 4 platinums, and a dozen gold-selling records, Safety Club is facilitating a life-changing songwriting and music-producing experience for local artists and creatives such as Youngster CPT, Shekinah, Paxton Phillies, and DSB. The Safety Club concept was first brought to life during the pandemic in 2020 by Rock Bailey, one of the most sought-after producers in the international industry. Well, what a great opportunity for all of our local artists, and of course, can't wait to see what comes from those workshops. This is where I leave your 7 a.m. update. Here's another look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's start with football. It's going down to the wire. Liverpool kept their Premier League title race alive until the final day of the season after winning 2-1 at Southampton last night. Joel Matip scoring what proved to be the winner on the night. That was after Nathan Redmond gave the Saints the lead before Takumi Minamino equalised. And the result now leaves Liverpool just a point behind leaders Manchester City ahead of Sunday's final round of games. City are at home to Aston Villa, then hoping their former player, now at the helm of Aston Villa, will do them a favour. Liverpool will be hosting Wolves at Anfield. So City have 90 points with Liverpool on 89, meaning that victory for Pep Guardiola's side against Villa would secure them their 4th league title in 5 seasons. Then we can start getting excited about T20 cricket again as Bavuma's Proteas T20 squad will make a return to international cricket for the first time since the ICC T20 World Cup late last year. That's when they take on India in a 5-match series in India from the 9th to the 19th of June. So Tristan Stubbs has received his maiden Proteas call-up ahead of the highly anticipated contest. The 21-year-old scored a massive 293 runs at an average of 48.33 in the CSA T20 Challenge. And as a result, has got his nod. Some other notable selections include the exciting return of fast bowler Heinrich Nokia. He's been recovering from injury since late last year. And batters Reza Hendricks and Heinrich Klaassen. And then Wayne Parnell also makes a welcome return to the T20 setup for the first time since the team's tour to England back in 2017. Then on to rugby news. Rassie Erasmus is considering changing his job title to work around World Rugby's new rules barring him from being the Springboks' water carrier. So the sports governing body yesterday approved a trial to limit the number of backroom staff entering the field and as a result stopped them from interfering with play. SA Rugby's director of rugby caused an outcry during the 2021 British and Irish Lions series, being on the sidelines and obviously carrying tactical messages during matches. World Rugby announced that it will expand the wording to include both coach and director of rugby positions. But Erasmus has suggested on social media that he will alter his current job description to circumvent any possible stipulations. We'll certainly watch that space. And then finally, onto a history-making moment in cycling that lost a little of its luster yesterday. Biniam Girmay won stage 10 of the Giro d'Italia to create history as the first black African to win on any of the 3 Grand Tours. But his celebrations were cut a little short by a champagne cork. Now, Girmay was struck by the cork in his face when fumbling with a Magnum bottle in the winnings circle after it left him rubbing his eye and holding that left eye as he tried to continue with his celebrations. The cyclist had placed the bottle on the floor and then bent over it as he undid the binding before the cork flew off, hitting him square and close range in the face. And his team have said that they will make a decision this morning on whether or not he will continue to race. Let's hope this doesn't bring it to a premature end. But that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. Let's get back into the weather.
Thank you very much, G-Man. Your update just after 7 o'clock on your weather. Some devastating news coming out of Iraq. We know that they've once again been engulfed by dust and sand, hospitalizing hundreds and forcing flights to remain grounded. On Monday, a red dust storm turned day into night with almost zero visibility. It was Iraq's 8th sandstorm since mid-April, and medical officials say that hundreds of people were hospitalized with breathing difficulties, and many state schools and offices were closed. It drastically reduced visibility to just 300 meters at Baghdad airport, prompting authorities to close airspace and halt flights. Now, Iraq is rich in oil and is known in Arabic as the land of the 2 rivers, referring to the legendary Tigris and Euphrates, those rivers out there. But the supply of water has been declining for years, and Iraq is classified as one of the world's 5 countries most vulnerable to climate change and desertification. And now it's time for us to take a look at your sunrise pictures, showcase how beautiful your start to the day is so far. The first picture that we got through for this update is from Yolandi Klute, who sent in this picture from her doorstep out in Kales River. And we can see the sun lighting up the mountain range in the background. It's stunning. And then we have one of our regulars, our second submission, Nancy Govender, showing off this view from Pennington. And you can see that's overlooking overlooking the still waters. Thank you so much for those sunrise pictures. Please send them for our 8 o'clock update, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 with the hashtag Expresso Show. And now we take a look at your temperatures. Cloudy day out in Polokwane. Your low is 8, reaching a maximum of 19. If you find yourself out in Mbombela today, 13 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 25. With sunny times expected out in Pretoria, 9 is your low, reaching a high of 21. Expect some sun out in Johannesburg, 9 minimum, reaching a maximum of 18. Mahikeng starts off at a low of 8, peaks at 20 degrees today with a 40% chance of rain out there. And if you're out in Klerksdorp, expect some sun and clouds today, 7 reaching a high of 22. Bloemfontein, 5 and 20 with sunny times out in Richards Bay, 17 is your low, reaching a high of 27. You can expect some sun out in Pietermaritzburg as well today, 11 peaking at 27. The warmest place to be, Durban, 17 is your low, reaching a high of 27, with Mthatha coming in at a low of 10, reaching a high of 27. East London, 17 and 30, with Craddock at 7, peaking at 26. A sunny day out there for you. Gqeberha, 16 is your low, reaching a high of 31. George, sun and clouds, 13 minimum, reaching a max of 31. With the mother city, Cape Town, rainy day today, 12, reaching a high of 21. Worcester starts off at 10, peaks at 28, with Sutherland coming in with some sun and clouds. 7 is your low, reaching a high of 21. Last, certainly not least, Uppington, 14 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 28. Listen, it's a Wednesday morning, no matter what the weather's like in your part of the country, I know you're going to make it a feel-good type of day, because you can.
Well, here's the deal. You guys make our morning feel good every single day by the beautiful sunrise submissions you send in. We ask you every morning to contribute to our weather report by sending in your perspective, your sunrise photos from your neck of the woods. And we love seeing how you wake up to this beautiful country. And one viewer who's been sending in beautiful pictures is Stallone Pillay. We know he lives in the most beautiful part of the world because we see every day his view of Umkomaas, and he is joining us right now on the show. A very good morning, Stallone. How are you, brother?
Morning to you guys. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, Umkomaas is such a beautiful part of the world.
It really is, my friend. I've got to say thank you so much for sending through your beautiful sunrise photos every morning. How's the sunrise view, the view from your spot right now, looking today? Can you show us?
Okay, I'll show you guys now.
Make us a little bit jealous here.
Oh, we're going to be super jealous. Umkomaas being on the coastal KZN, so beautiful.
Look, your face is beautiful, Stallone, but that's what we were looking for.
Look at that
wow. View. Oh, buddy, what a view. Now I understand why you are inspired to take a photo every day and send it through. Obviously, a little bit later than your normal photo. Give us a window into your morning routine. How come you're up early enough to take those beautiful sunrise photos every day? What is your kind of morning routine, and how does Expresso tie into that?
Well, you know what? I wake up early every morning. I'm up at 5:30 every morning. And the first thing I do is thank God that I'm alive.
Ah, good man.
And I go downstairs, I put the kettle on, I put my TV on, and I watch you guys. And I really enjoy your show.
Oh, thank you, man.
Stallone, it's so sweet. Thank you. You know, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
I have to ask, do you have a favorite part about the show that's like, you know, the one that you like the most?
Like a favorite presenter, yeah.
Oh, not presenter, just the part. I was just going to ask the part.
No, I love all you guys. You guys are so fun and exciting. And you know, when we wake up and watch you guys, it really motivates us to start our day. And thank you so much for what you guys are doing. It really inspires everyone.
Oh, buddy, thank you so much for saying that. I don't think you realize how much you inspire us. Our entire job is to connect with you every morning, and we get so much from you. And the fact that you've taken made such amazing contributions to our sunrises, I'm going to I want you to take us through some of these pictures, and maybe you can set the tone for us. I mean, look at these beautiful pictures that you've taken. Set the scene here. What was going on here?
This was sunrise. I think this was one of the days I've taken. I can't really remember because there's so many pictures that I've taken.
Oh.
And you know, when I go down to the beach, I just love to take sunrise photos.
Oh, well, Stallone, don't stop sending them through to us. They are beautiful. Now, something we've asked all of our viewers this morning is there a friend or family member that you want to send a message of encouragement to?
In fact, it wouldn't be fair if I mention one person. I would really like to encourage everyone out there. Don't look for a miracle or a sign to know that God exists. Just look at what He created, and the sunrise view is one of the things that should inspire you.
Oh, buddy, thank you for helping to do that, to get that message across, not just this morning, but every day with your amazing sunrise photos. Thank you so much. You really are playing an amazing and a really important job for us. So please keep it up, my friend. Keep inspiring us with those beautiful photos. Keep inspiring the people around you with your amazing mindset. I'm so glad that we've been able to connect with you. And keep getting up early and turning on your TV, bud. We love you. Stallone, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, amazing. Stallone Pillay from Umkomaas giving us a little taste and a look at his gorgeous view.
Wow.
Always sending in beautiful sunrise photos. Now, if you would love to do the same, all you need to do is wake up with your Feel Good Breakfast show each morning. Take a picture of the sunrise in your part of the country and please share it with us. You can do it on the Expresso Facebook page. We could also be showcasing your beautiful images while we do our weather, and who knows, we could be calling you too.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Wednesday, and you know, our favorite movie guru is here to bring us all the latest movie trailers. Looking so good today. Orange is really your color.
You're betraying the debacle that just went on off camera. Getting mugged. I was being frisked by like 6 guys. Live TV is the weirdest thing in the world. I'm trying to look calm here, but
you look good, Shane.
Thank you.
You look very good. Just take the compliment and say thank you. Even got a new haircut. All to tell us about the latest movie trailers with no SA release dates just yet. But let's get into the first one.
No, I suppose one has to look fancy because Cannes Film Festival just started yesterday. 17th until the 25th, if I got that correct. So we're going to be talking about some of the movies that are making their debut at the Cannes Film Festival. Obviously, this is a place where some of the big names land and some interesting ones come out of the woodwork. Like, you know, we had Parasite, for example. So actually, speaking of Parasite, there's a lot of Eastern movies that we're talking about. So how about I start with Decision to Leave, which is a strange title, isn't it? It's not necessarily super poetic, but whatever. South Korean movie, and I'm sure that we'll figure out the feeling. Oh, what a beautiful poster, man. Good grief. So the director is the first...
No, the poster looks like that funeral pamphlet that you get.
That's a good point, yeah.
When someone's dying, they're like, this
do you want to learn more about diabetes or something like that? Yeah, I suppose. Well, the poster, similarly to the visuals, has a look of people being pawns on a chessboard kind of feeling. They're these like, what's the word? Darn it, the cameraman can help me with this. Tilt shift kind of shots there, like on the faces, where humans are made to look smaller against their larger surroundings and whatever. And the reason being is because there is a game afoot between a detective and this woman. Husband is mysteriously murdered. Dead. We'll find out as the movie goes along. And he seems to be getting ensnared. I don't want to use that word because she might have her own motivations. Did she kill her husband? Is she just seducing the detective? Is he actually falling in love? This is the tangled web that we'll unweave as we find out when Decision to Leave comes to South Africa. It is probably going to win the Cannes Palme d'Or.
Oh, wow. That is a bold statement to make, eh?
Well, you know, it's me and like thousands of other people saying this, but Park Chan-wook is one of the greatest film directors we have of all time. So when you go to film school, one of the first movies someone shows you is nuts, how can I even forget? Well, anyway, for one, there's The Handmaiden from 2016, and Old Boy was the other one.
Yes.
Excellent filmmaker. And you can just see from the visuals there that the guy has such an eye for these kinds of things. And then America is going to make an adaptation of the movie and totally screw it up. But until then, hopefully we can get this at a festival. And certainly, because probably might cop the Palme d'Or, we might even get it on a normal release in South Africa at some point. I'll update you when that time comes.
So when it comes to the next movies, it's also going to get this.
I'm super excited about these. The Hunt. I mean, like, this trailer is better than, like, the past 4 action movies I've seen. The next 2 minutes of your life are going to be a bit of a thrill ride. This is actually directed by the guy, I think he's not Jung Jae-il.
Jung Jae?
Thank you very much. He was a recognizable face, I'm sure, for a lot of South Africans. Squid Game, the main guy from that.
Yes.
Who everyone was quite surprised. It's like, actually, he's not. He's super sexy. He's not just a scraggly Becky man.
Oh, no, he is super sexy.
So you can find him here. Lee Jung-jae is also the director, also the writer. It looks like a huge passion project of his, and is also another historical kind of story like Squid Game, where you find out that he has a past in the student riots and all that kind of stuff. This is also Cold War era spy versus spy, who's doing wrong, who's catching who, etc., etc. Trying to find a North Korean spy in South Korea, but look, the trailer's so slick. I love the movement of it. I love the motion of it. Yes! I'm so excited for whatever this is. This is going to be at the Cannes midnight screenings, which is more of the action-packed kind of stuff. Not necessarily artsy-fartsy, but as you saw in Squid Game, excellent actor. And don't we love a bit of action that is actually slick and well-designed, like we had The Raid back in the day, The Raid 2, and now Hunt, hopefully is a contender for the throne of one of the greatest actions of all time. That's a strong statement. But it looks like if you love the kind of things like Heat, etc., etc., The Departed, where you've got who's the mole, who's the insider, who's the outsider, etc., etc. I'm super excited for this. We'll find out more as time goes along.
There we go. I just have to know. It does get this. It does get this.
Sorry.
It does get this.
It got 1 now. Give it
This one. What about Hunt?
Hunt?
No, Broker. Sorry, Broker.
We can talk about that a bit more if you like. I know the trailer is pumping. Broker now is a bit of a mood change and stars one of the greatest actors we have, Kang Song-ho. He is the actor from Parasite, the lead actor. People might remember, who should have been given the Oscar. And yes, at least the movie got 4 Oscars. I'm still jaded about, well, not jaded, bitter about that. Parasite should have won everything. But from the same distributor, and this is because they carry a certain level of quality, like Parasite, CJ Entertainment, they bring us Broker, which is Hirokazu Koreeda, a director who last did Shoplifters in 2018. Heartbreaking stuff this guy does. He does these stories where people are in an ethical bind, where people are trying to see the silver lining of doing something that might feel a bit dirty at the edges or the margins of the law. And naturally, you know, life comes to bite them in the bum when they thought they could just see a way out of the darkness. The story here being that he's this guy who, they're these baby boxes they have in South Korea, where if you are a mother who feels she's incapable of doing it, unwilling, you leave your baby.
Baby in the box, yeah.
Sort of like, I suppose, how people used to do that in nunneries and stuff like that. So he hijacks a baby from one of these boxes, decides he's going to make a business venture of it along with his friend, and becomes very involved in almost being a surrogate father and say, no, we're going to wait a bit longer and see if we can find the right parents. We're going to wait a bit longer. Then the mother comes back into the picture. She's obviously got her own remorses. She's got a second thoughts, etc., etc. And the authorities are on the hunt for these guys because you really shouldn't be doing this. But, you know, it asks these bigger questions about us as a society. Are we doing enough? And, you know, the for whether people orphaned, people abandoned, like the main character even, who is in his own destitution, his own poverty, and just trying to figure out a way. They form this strange sort of road trip family of their own, no one actually related, but forming a community themselves. Hopefully it has a sweet, happy ending, but we'll find out when we all go to Cannes, don't we?
Yeah, we're all going to go to Cannes because there's no South African release date for this. Would you give it like a...
Oh man, Kang Song-ho, Hirokazu Koreeda, Oscar nominee. Please watch Shoplifters, 2018 by the way. But I'll tell you a bit more when Broker comes to South Africa.
Yeah, we still have more movie releases coming with JP Sebastian. Of course, the movies are sorted. It's time to head to the kitchen for a snack.
Yeah, maybe you need a dinner plan. Well, the next recipe is the perfect winter warmer meal for the whole family.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy, the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, nothing beats a winter warmer recipe like pap and wors, made with love by one of the best award-winning #Mzansi foodies, Chef Tumi. Chumi is here to show us how to put a spin on a classic with these mouth-watering boerewors and pap arancini, served with a classic mayo dip. I'm too smooth and creamy to be an arancini.
Papancini.
Papancini, it must be. Surely it must be that.
I'm just glad that for the first time in a long time, I'm not the only snack in the kitchen.
Exactly,
You know
girl.
what I mean? So how's about
No, but
we
you
make
are still the snack. You are still the snack, girl. You can't have those shades and not be the snack.
Of course, man. I work.
This is funky, this is fun, it's delicious, and it's combining a lot of things that we love. The mayo, the cheese, the pap, the wors. These are all favorites.
It's just a taste overload, and I mean, you can never say no to flavor. It's all about making sure you've got all these flavors in there.
Bam, bam of flavor. Okay,
So,
where do we begin?
Let me start by making sure I cut up our voroso into nice, beautiful slices, because we're creating arancini, and we're saying arancini, and I know people might say to us, but arancini is where you cook something in liquid. Don't be technical.
This is just to give it a reference. This is just so that people can understand it's something inside something else that's cooked again.
Exactly.
Like if that's, as all Italian chefs roll in their graves, I'm sorry, but this is what we do.
Yeah, this is South Africa. This is how we do it in our country, okay? So the whole idea is basically, as long as you've rolled it into a cylinder, into a bowl, a little bowl, and then fried, it qualifies as an arancini to us.
Papancini, that's fine. That's why we changed the name.
Exactly.
We'll trademark that name.
So I'm going to start by just cutting up our wors into those little pieces, but I think you can actually get started on the dip for us because it's not enough just to have the papancini.
Yeah, oh no, you need that counterbalance, and this is again, it's all about flavor overload.
Exactly.
So what's going in here? First of all, we've gone for a level 3 strong tanginess, which I love in our Clover Classic, Chef Menard's tangy mayonnaise. I'm all about the tang when it comes to mayonnaise. Don't play around with super creamy. Everyone can have their choice, but it's got to have tang. We want a bit of zing. Okay, so how much of this is going in here?
I'm going to ask you to put in about 3 tablespoons, but like generous tablespoons.
Okay.
We're going back because we want it to be the star of the show.
Yeah, and we've got quite a lot to go through.
Quite a lot to go through.
I'm going to do.
Yeah, so
there we go. Perfect.
While you're doing that, you've added your Clover Classic mayonnaise. We're going with the number 3.
Okay.
Like you said, you want that tang, and then that's some chili sauce that you're adding into that baby over there. Obviously, the chili sauce would depend on you as a person. Some people
how much heat,
aren't too much on the heat. Some people do like the heat. So if you want to go easy on that, it's up to you.
A little bit of tomato sauce for the sweetness.
While you do that, I'm also compiling these babies.
Some chili flakes. Can I put it all over? Just
however much chili you like, my G. I think it's completely up to you.
This.
That's some more white wine vinegar that's going in there as well.
Okay.
Nice
It's going to be quite a heady sauce. There's going to be a lot of aroma going on.
You need that for the dip. You need to make sure that it packs enough flavor because you've got the flavor in the papancini that we've got here. And if you might be wondering how I got to this beautiful little round effect here is I took a little bit of our pap and I made sure to flatten it. I have the oil so that it doesn't stick to my hand. I have a little base of our cheese because as you saw with the previous recipe, cheese always has to be on the outside so it melts nicely.
Yeah.
And then we go in with our little wors.
That's why you've got to have manageable sizes of wors. And I see we haven't kind of overcooked this guy because it is going to get a little bit more heat.
Correct.
So you want a little bit of pinkness in the middle there. And just make it a manageable size. I suppose if they get too big, it's going to be cumbersome to eat. But I love how quick and easy that comes together. Absolutely beautiful. And I think because you obviously got quite a fatty cut of meat here, the boerewors is enriched with a lot of its natural fat. So I think having a zingy sauce that's got a little bit of acidity, something to cut through, that's going to be perfect
and those different
counterbalance.
flavors on your tongue. We're talking about salty, sweet, spicy, all in one dish. So that's the whole idea. Let's hit all those flavor palettes on your tongue.
And I love it. And on a cold winter's night, it can feel like you're almost having a braai.
I mean...
You can even braai the boerewors outside in the cold if you want to, just to complete the deal. Absolutely beautiful, hitting all the right flavor notes, all the right texture notes, and of course, it's just delicious. Comfort food at its best. And I think you are guaranteed with the Clover Classic, you obviously not only get a high-quality product, but also another opportunity to win. And get this, not just anything, your share of 500,000 Rand in prizes, 500,000. Oh, to enter, you've got to buy any Clover Classic custard, any dairy snack, their fat spread or mayonnaise, any of the range, and then WhatsApp that till slip with your, obviously, of your purchase to 074-909-0000. You can find all the terms and conditions that do apply on clover.co.za. It's classic, it's timeless taste, and we love it. And if you want to get this recipe, just go over to expressoshow.com. And if you missed any of these steps, as easy as they were, let's take you through a quick blow-by-blow.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Hope you enjoyed the first hour and a half with us. We had lots of recipes, but of course, JP Sebastian is back. He's bringing us all the latest movie trailers. Now, earlier on, we had three great movies to check out at Cannes Film Festival, which is happening right now. But he is back with another 3 just for you, JP Sebastian.
Hey.
You ready?
Yes. Feeling sleuth-like again. First, I think there's a conspiracy against me here. They just make as if they probably
Honestly, I think we should...
Feel me up.
I think we should have Expresso behind the scenes, because the things that happens behind the scenes, people have no idea.
You look like you know a lot more than I do. Tell you what, let's talk about what I do know, which is movies. So, again, these are just trailers that came out in the last week. Stuff that I found enticing, that I hope you will find enticing too. Give me the first name, because somehow it slipped my mind.
I'm actually... Come on. We're testing your brain, yeah?
Yes, it's Akiara is the first movie
There
that we're
we go,
talking
Akiara.
about. Yes, not totally old age over here. And this is a movie that's received huge amount of plaudits, huge amounts of praise already from critics all over the world. The main actress is the one that everyone's looking at. It is Sumeri Rotolo. Good grief, these names that I'm screwing up today. I'm so sorry, South Africa. But hey, it's an Italian movie, and it's good once in a while that we try and frustrate ourselves with some sort of foreign names, etc., etc. So the story of Bean is that it is a young lady who... I was actually just talking to my sister the other day about this, about The Godfather, Francis Ford Coppola's movie. And in that, there are a lot of wedding scenes. There's a lot of like celebrations and exuberation and excitement about life and silver linings and all that kind of thing. However, year after the 18th birthday party of her sister, the young lady sees that stuff is not everything it seems in her family. And that stuff is kind of going down, especially if you're in Calabria, in Italy, and you're a high-profile, high-society kind of family. You got to know who the links are and what the links are. She ends up looking for her father, who takes flight during the night under strange circumstances. I don't know if he takes flight. We'll find out when the movie comes out, or whether he was a target for a hit. It's all obviously very mysterious, all obviously very much in the fog. But, jeez, this kid, I think at the time of shooting was like 15, and the intensity that she holds in this trailer alone, I haven't seen the movie myself, I really do plan to, obviously. Akiara, no date for it in SA just yet, but everyone is already saying that she's got some sort of magic and she might end up being a great star. Hopefully she stays that kind of path, but we all have to at least see the beginning of the path, which is her walking into this fog of, is my family in the mafia? In the movie Akiara.
I love how today you're just giving us like different versions. You're giving us a bit of drama, you're giving us a little bit of suspense. You're even giving us some animation today.
Yes.
Which is the next one, and that is The Deer King.
Yeah, and there are important names attached to this too. Masashi Ando. Woohoo! I got a name right. One of the directors. So Masashi Ando was one of the animators for things like Princess Mononoke. Did a lot of work previously for Studio Ghibli. This isn't Studio Ghibli, however. That name, hopefully, a lot of people already know by now in SA. If you don't know it, you owe yourselves. Ghibli is a miracle. It's truly one of the most miraculous pieces of this, like companies to have made cinema ever. The Deer King, however, is Production IG, another great company. Previously did Ghost in the Shell. There's a lot of similarity in The Deer King to the movie I just mentioned. For a start there's the deer who looks very much like Yakul. There's the boar, who you might remember if you watch Princess Mononoke, and the arm that looks like it's cursed in the very same way. So I'm worried about how much is actually just like hijacking from other movies, but it looks pretty enough in a lot of scenes, and it is dealing with talented staff, including, like I said, from Production IG, who have a great many very impressive animated movies under their belt. No date for this in SA just yet. The Deer King, however, looks like it does speak to important issues about the clash between nature versus industrialism. There's this idea of a disease that enters this village. Oh, sorry, that's where I should probably start telling you a bit about the story. So this guy's a defeated soldier. He works now in a mine of the enemy who he was previously fighting, basically subjugated, feels defeated, and then a disease comes to this tiny Japanese village of his in the Middle Ages where, and he somehow has immunity, and this little girl has immunity too. So, but like Lone Wolf and Cub, he takes this young lady on his shoulders to say he's going to protect her from the elements, just try and live a simple, small life while the world is falling apart around him. The Deer King, however, has bigger plans, I'm sure, when it comes out in SA. Probably will come here with like a Japanese film festival, probably a streaming service. I'll let you know when it does come if you're into this sort of thing.
Yeah. Even a wink, a young wink for Mzansi. I love that. Yay. We have the last one, which is Neptune Frost. Tell us all about it.
Exciting looking stuff too. So we're all over the world today. And this is half Rwanda and half the United States. And the most important name on here for me is a poet who I was so privileged to have seen in the flesh, Saul Williams, who's one of the greatest we have, also a hip-hop artist, and has had his hand in acting before. I don't know if you remember the guy in the movie K-Pax, who was the guy with the afro. Another story for another time. Neptune Frost, however, is this a bent that we're taking now of what they refer to as, say, Afrofuturism. And it's not, well, it's making a resurgence now. It's a genre that's been around for a while. There was that Beyonce movie, He Is King, what's the name of it?
Black King.
I'm sorry.
How dare you? Tabisa will come for you. Don't
I'm
ever.
36 years old. I think Beyonce is a type of, I don't know, marmalade or something like that. But yes, so following in that similar kind of vein, that sort of futurism, pastism, the sense of breaking through the colonial sort of confines of what we think Africa is and what the future might be. There's a character who's actually played by two actors because they are intersex, fall in love with another character who is subjugated into minds, similarly enough to the Deer King, where they might lead a revolution in a country that is led by a horrible regime, a dictatorship that just tears resources out of the ground. It's pretty much a present-day story, but it has on it this sort of sci-fi fantasy tint and looks really, really intriguing in terms of visuals. And like I said, the visual poetry comes along obviously through a man like Saul Williams. Pretty excited about this. No date for it in SA just yet, but getting a lot of praise from critics all around the world and all sorts of fancy people like that. I hope that it gets some sort of airtime, some sort of screen time, large, small, who knows what in South Africa when it comes here.
You should get all of the praise, JP Sebastian. As always, it's so great to have you with us. You let us know at home if there's any movie that JP mentioned today that you are looking forward to see. But I know something you're all looking forward to is the island life.
I mean, surely JP's the only person who refers to Beyonce as Beyonce.
I'm surprised you didn't say Beyonce.
Well, listen, it's all the excitement right now. Tropica Island of Treasure, Season 10. It's back with an all-stars season, and it's your time to audition.
That's right. So we will be hosting live auditions at the following Mr. Price Home stores. We'll be at Canal Walk Mr. Price Home in Cape Town this weekend. This is Friday the 20th to Sunday the 22nd of May. Then in KZN at the Pavilion in Durban, Friday the 27th to Sunday the 29th of May. And then in Joburg, Sandton City in Johannesburg, Friday the 3rd to Sunday the 5th of June.
Ooh, it's your chance to audition and, you know, tell Tropica why you should be chosen to go and compete with one of our all-star celebs, and then you stand the chance to win yourself, of course, that grand prize. It's R1 million. It's huge.
It's not just any R1 million, it's a smooth R1 million. It's a smooth R1 million. And we're also calling all Cape Townians to come and audition this weekend. You can meet some of the all-star celebrities and impress in your audition booth.
Oh, that's going to be fun, man. I almost want to go and just do it, just to try. You never know, you know. So make sure you come by.
Trying to compete?
Yeah, I just think... what do you think, eh?
I don't know how long you'll survive.
Oh, come on. Okay, you come and audition because it could be you on the islander. Definitely nothing smoother.
We are back with the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big! Just tell us why you should be chosen to compete with one of these all-star celebs and stand a chance to win a smooth R1 million. WhatsApp your audition video or upload it on our socials at MyTropica for your chance to get a spot on the island. So buy a Tropica today, and this could be you. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
What a fun time. Okay, Zoe, it's time to add a twist.
Yes.
Because we love traditional meals. We all do. They're yummy, they're rich, they're all the good things you want. But what if you could get more from your meals by adding a delicious twist of the unexpected?
Oh, well, listen, it's time to meet another winner from the Add a Twist CSI campaign and create a scrumptious dish from her hero Add a Twist product.
Smells good.
The Add a Twist campaign realized the devastating effects COVID-19 had on so many South Africans. That's why the campaign further introduced its CSI Drive, where consumers were called to nominate a family or a member of their community who was most affected by the pandemic and who they felt was most deserving to be rewarded with the Add a Twist hamper, which consists of an array of Tiger Brands culinary products and a 2,000 rands cash prize to help boost the winning family. Now it's time for us to meet the next winner of this amazing initiative, Umamu Maria Masesi Banda. Hi, Mama Miriam. The right enkosi. Mama, the whole world has been dealing with the pandemic for the past 2 years. How has it affected you and your family?
Ngoba besihleli njalo sigqoka ama-mask ma omunye ngabe ephumile umake sure ukubuya sanitizer wenza yonke leyo nto ukuze sivikeleke nje sonke endlini ya nobaba umsebenzi eseholelwa ngama-hours so bese kunotshintsho olubuhlungu endlini sisowona.
And how has the Added Twist hamper added value to your family's life and meals?
Alethe enkulu injabulo endlini la mahamba engiwatholile ngidlulisa ukubonga okukhulu angazi ukuba ngibonge kanjani.
Please show me your Added Twist hamper.
Okay.
We've been adding a twist in our daily lives for a long time. It's nothing new. However, the national lockdown has forced us to look for value in our wallets, alternates in our kitchen cupboards, versatility from the products that we choose, and more flavor from the meals that we cook with love for our families. Mama, can you please tell us more about this amazing Added Twist hamper that you have won and how it's aided your family during this time?
Ngiyasho nje imayonnaise bese ngiyasho cooked beans. I can make salad, you see, or ngenza isishebo luyadlula usuku. Nango kunye ngifundile ebengakwazi kahle okwamanje nami sengikhona ukuthi amabhodo engashi. Tomato sauce.
Yes.
This one's special for the kids.
Mama, which one is your favorite and most trusted product that you cannot live without?
Penny. Ne, for now I don't add salt. I just penny.
Mama Ria, congratulations once again for winning the Add a Twist hamper, and may God continue to bless you and your family during this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now you too can stretch your buck by using what you have in your cupboards, simply by adding a twist to elevate your everyday meals, creating delicious dishes for your families and loved ones to enjoy. Today has been so fulfilling, spending it with someone so deserving. My heart is completely full.
Stunning. Such an inspiring, such a wholesome lady with, I'm sure, lots and lots of some incredible memories coming out of her kitchen. But what we are making today is called the twist. What's the twist? Maybe you want to know. Why is it so important for us to jazz our meals up with, kitchen staples that we wouldn't usually think of? Those are the questions we need to be asking. And the perfect person to ask those questions is standing right here next to me. Why should we be adding a twist?
Because the twist is available to you. Because you want flavor. You want one thing that takes something simple and turns it into something absolutely amazing.
Oh, you know what?
That's what you want.
Dumi, you've got my absolute full attention, because as I walk towards this kitchen counter, I couldn't help but get the aromas that smells like home. It just smells like your mother cooking, basically.
My mother's
your
cooking.
mother's cooking. What are we making exactly?
We are making a bready, right? And we're making a bready using our favorite favorite, and I'm glad Umama said she chose the exact same product we're going to be using. That's the star of our show today, and that's our Benny powdered chicken flavored stock. That's the one we're going to be using.
I love
today.
that.
But to start that off, what I'm doing is I've already started frying up some of our garlic, and I'm adding our beef into this. So I want this to start cooking while I speak to you about this Benny that we're adding.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the garlic first, because that factor is an important one. If you're going to add the garlic before you add anything else, you need to be very careful because it heats up very quickly. And this is something I say to everyone who I teach how to cook.
I'm taking lessons. I am definitely taking lessons. But yes, exactly what you said. It is very important to keep note of that because it burns very quickly. So I'm glad you mentioned that for the viewers. And if you were adding something like onions, that would also just help out with that. But the reason we started with the garlic is because we wanted to impart all that flavor and it just seeps into everything we're going to be cooking now.
Smell it, nice.
You can smell it. So I'm going to ask you to cut up that, cut open the bennies for us, which is what we're going to be using.
Easy job, that.
And I know most people, like we're saying, we're adding the twist here right now through Benny, but you can actually even add it on like eggs. You could literally add it on the top.
Wow. But you see, that is really what I like about this range that we're seeing, this Benny's range. It's part of chicken flavor stock that really does go a long way. And the fact that you can use it across a multitude of different recipes and not just chicken recipes only, for me, is a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
It is, definitely. And it comes in a couple of different flavors, so you can just change it around for whichever recipe you're using. But on top of that, I also need some tomato paste because we're making a bready, and as you know, a bready needs those tomato flavors.
Say less,
say less. All gold tomato paste, and we're also using our all gold tomato and onion mix because we want that flavor of the tomato.
It's the convenience of all of these pre-packed sachets and the tinned stuff that you really just hoy into the pot. But they don't lose that home traditional factor, which is really amazing.
And all of them are ready to use. It's not like something that you still need to add something to and mix it with this. That's why I like the Benny as well, because we add it as is. You don't have to worry. Some people, like what we're going to do, because we're making a stew with bready, we're adding a bit of water in there just to give it some juice.
Of course.
But if you didn't add that, just the liquid that would come from our tomato and onion mix would be enough. So I've added our tomato paste in there. I'm going in with our tomato and onion mix.
Stunning.
And then just a splash of water, because now I don't like...
Sopo, baby. You'll get nowhere without the sopo. Now, we know that this product is versatile in the fact that, you know, it can be used as a stock in your stews, or you can use it as a seasoning by sprinkling it over like eggs, for example, which Dumi did mention. But it is also a quality product that does come at an affordable price. It does save you time. That's, for me, a no-brainer, and one of my, favorite things about it, the fact that you save so much time, and it's really more easy to dissolve than any stock cube, which is fantastico.
And I'm going in with our...
Pagat.
And if someone says, but I don't like too much spice in my food, this is the perfect replacement for that.
Because it's neutral.
Because it's already flavored for you, and it's a strong flavor. You don't need to worry about adding too much to it. And ideally what we want is we want our bready to cook for at least 2 hours so that the meat is nice and tender. But at the 1 hour, 30-minute mark, that's when you're going to add your potatoes.
Why are you adding the potatoes so late into the process?
Because you don't want them to turn to mush. You don't want to have a mashed potato bready that's mixed inside there. You want the potatoes to still be nice and firm. And then you still want them to be able to absorb all of those flavors that we're putting in here. So at like almost 30 minutes towards the end of it, add the potatoes. And at the very end, that's when you cook
peas,
fagama chutney, and then you just stir it in at the very last minute, and then you...
Can I teach you something else about cooking to me?
Teach me, I'm a student.
The potatoes, and why you've got to leave them for towards the end is because they retain water. Water retention with potatoes is really such a thing, right? You don't want your bready to turn into just a pot of sopo.
Exactly.
Of soup, in other words.
And that's the trick. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because let's just say, like I was talking about adding the water to the bennies and stuff. If by any chance you've added too much, and now, manja, you're sitting with the soup on the top, and then the rest of the mixtures at the bottom, the potatoes...
Suck it in. For everyone. I love it. If you want this recipe, please go on to expressoshow.com. It is really a traditional favorite of all of us South Africans that has been done with a twist. And that's because the twist is available. I love it. I want to taste it later. Fantastic.
Only Benny powder stock. Make your meals come alive with flavor. And...
it's Benny-licious.
Benny powdered stock, alive with flavor.
Oh, you can make my day.
Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. We are live, and of course, what is a Feel Good Breakfast Show without some music? We have the Canadian trio New City. They're about to perform for the first time on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This song is taken from their debut album, Live My Life, and it is entitled Wasted. Gentlemen, take it away.
That I could taste it. Ooh. Strawberry kisses from a this feeling won't last all summer. And I like it when so high, spill that glass of wine just one more time, 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 one more time, just one more time. I like it when so close that I could taste it. Ooh. I like it when we're wasted. So close that I could taste it. Ooh. Strawberry kisses from her. This feeling won't last all summer. 'Cause every night it's somewhere new. Just drinking to find someone like you. Every night, every night, every night. I like it when we're wasted. So close that I could taste it. Ooh. I like it when we're wasted. So close that I could taste it. Ooh. Love the way you love me. Don't ever let go. And when I think about you, the world goes slow. Just one more time, 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 just one more time. I like it, I like it when we're wasted, wasted. I like it, I like it when we're wasted, wasted. I like it when we're wasted, wasted. I like it when we're wasted, wasted.
It is New City on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. They're going to be back with more performances, so don't go anywhere. Let us know what you thought of that amazing performance. Head on over to our social media and don't forget that hashtag Expresso Show. Well done. Well done, guys. Well, listen, it's now that time of the morning for us to catch up with those morning headlines.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's that talent for me. It's the energy for me. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. Time for us to take a final look at those news headlines. We start off here at home in South Africa, where a local brandy has won big. We know that they have gone out. The brandy is called Van Ryn, has gone and won an award at the International Brandy and Wine Spirits Show. It's not the first time that they're featured in that competition. In fact, the World Brandy Awards, which sees the finest brandies enter from around the globe, goes out to promote the world's best spirits to global consumers and trade. Each entry is tasted blind and marked to an agreed and strictly enforced scoring system, as well as nose, palate, and finish. And judges review balance, character, complexity, and quality. And we know that this particular brandy, the Van Ryn brandy, has won the brandy and earned its first international award back in 1884. Staying in South Africa, the Western Cape blood service supply is critically low, and this is according to the blood service. The service has been struggling to maintain its necessary blood stock levels because there is increasing demand for blood and for transfusions. And Western Cape Premier Alan Winde has urged and called on all residents to please donate, as well as make sure that they make themselves available for those donations as soon as possible. As it stands, there is only 1 day supply left for O blood groups and 2 days of supply for the B and A blood groups. Please do go out there and donate. News making headlines abroad. Zimbabwe on Monday sought the support of the European Union to sell off $600 million worth of ivory that it has accumulated due to the global ban on the sale of tusks. International trade in ivory has been banned since 1989 under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. And Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority Director General Fulton Mangwanya told EU ambassadors that Harare, and that's in the country of Zimbabwe, had 163,000 tons of ivory and 67 tons of rhino horns in vaults, and the ivory is worth some $600 million. Staying abroad, Ukraine is doing everything possible and impossible to save the remaining fighters trapped in Mariupol's Azovstal steelworks. Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar said that Kyiv knew how many soldiers are still at the plant, but stressed that it was sensitive information. On Monday, 264 fighters, many badly wounded, were evacuated to areas held by Russian-backed rebels. Ukraine wants its troops, the last defenders of the southern port city, to be exchanged for captured Russian soldiers as part of an evacuation deal confirmed by Moscow. And now a sloth named Gordon has formed an adorable relationship with its keeper and refuses to get out of bed until they've had their morning cuddles and a zoo tour. Gordon from Dresselers Park out in Sussex, England, took a particular liking to Amelia Jones when they first met some 2 years ago. After a short while, Gordon began behaving differently around Amelia than with all the other keepers. And their relationship has blossomed, and now Gordon won't even get out of bed until he's been cradled like a baby by his favorite zookeeper, of course, Amelia. And Gordon then expects Amelia to take him on a spin around the zoo. One morning, she didn't stick to their special routine, and Gordon apparently became really grumpy, tugging her t-shirt whenever he could, and he remained grumpy for the rest of the day. But that's when Amelia then clocked that he'd actually expected his normal tour and was very unhappy that it didn't happen. Gordon is now even at the point where he'll pick up a bucket, and a sponge as if he's cleaning, or helping Amelia clean his cage. And why not? Because what are friends there for if they're not going to help you clean? Oh, what a special bond and a special relationship. Here's a final look at your sport with Graham.
Thank you so much, Toby. So it looks like we're going to get the culmination to the season that we have been wanting. Liverpool kept their Premier League title race alive until the final day of the season. After winning 2-1 at Southampton, it was Joel Matip who scored what proved to be the winner on the night after Nathan Redmond gave the Saints the lead before Takumi Minamino then equalised. So that result leaves Liverpool just 1 point behind leaders Manchester City ahead of Sunday's final round of games. So City are at home to Aston Villa. Then, of course, Liverpool will be hoping their their former star, who's now at the helm of Villa, will do them a favour as they take on then Wolves at Anfield. City have 90 points, Liverpool on 89, meaning that victory for Pep Guardiola's side against Villa would secure their 4th league title in 5 seasons. And plenty to get excited about on the local cricketing front as Themba Bavuma's Proteas T20 squad will make a return to international cricket for the first time since the ICC T20 World Cup last year. That's when they take on old foes India in a 5-match series in India from the 9th to the 19th of June. So Tristan Stubbs, man of the moment, has received his maiden Proteas call-up ahead of the highly anticipated contest, and what a contest for him it's going to be. But the 21-year-old has certainly proven his chops. He scored 293 runs at a cool average of 48.33 in the CSA T20 Challenge. And other notable selections include the exciting return of fast bowler Anrich Nokia. He's been recovering from that injury since December 2021. And then batters Reza Hendricks and Heinrich Klaassen. And then also Wayne Parnell makes a welcome return to the T20 setup for the first time since the team's tour of England back in 2017. Then on to a fairly controversial one in rugby, but we cannot wait to see how this is going to play out. Rassie Erasmus is considering changing his job title to work around World Rugby's new rules barring him from being the Springboks water carrier. So the sports governing body yesterday approved a trial to limit the number of backroom staff entering the field and as a result stop them from interfering with play. SA's rugby's director of rugby caused an outcry during the 2021 British and Irish Lions series, being on those sidelines and carrying tactical messages during matches, spawning about 1,000 new memes as well. World Rugby announced that it will expand the wording to include both coach and director of rugby positions. But as we expected, Erasmus has suggested on social media that he will alter his current job description to circumvent any possible stipulations. Why? Because he can, because he's the director of rugby. And then finally, we move on to cycling and a moment of history that lost a little bit of its luster. Eritrean Biniam Girmay won stage 10 of the Giro d'Italia yesterday to create history as the first black African to win on any of the 3 Grand Tours. But sadly, his celebrations were cut a little short by a champagne cork. Now, Girmay was struck by the cork in his face when fumbling with the Magnum bottle on the winner's podium, as one gets to do when you win, leaving him rubbing and holding his left eye as he tried to continue with his celebrations. The cyclist had placed the bottle on the floor and then bent over it as he undid the binding before the cork flew off, hitting him at very close range right in that eye. His team have said a decision would be made this morning on whether or not he could continue in the race. Let's hope that he can, and this won't bring a premature end to what promises to be more history-making moments along the tour. But that's where we leave our sport for this Wednesday morning. Let's get one last take on the weather.
Thank you so much, G, for that sports update. Now, the South African Weather Service predicts icy cold weather, widespread rain and snow from today for parts of the Western and Eastern Cape, the Free State, as well as KZN, when a cold front reaches the coast of the Western Cape. Now, strong winds will create dangerous conditions for veld fires over the Western Cape and the interior of the Northern Cape. Heavy showers are also expected over KZN's coastal area this weekend. Scattered thunderstorms with hail and strong winds will occur over the Eastern Cape as well. Now, the Weather Service says the mercury will drop sharply over Gauteng, Mpumalanga, the Free State, as well as the interior of KZN and parts of Limpopo, with maximum temperatures of some 10 degrees from Friday. Small stock farmers are warned to take timely precautions for shelter for their animals. Now it's time to take a final look at some of those stunning sunrise images sent through by you, our lovely viewers. For 6 a.m. news, we had this one from Fatah Khan from Richards Bay, showing off this beautiful pink sky. Then we had this one from my naam genoot, Jamie Lee Africa, who sent this from Mitchell's Plain, with the morning clouds being lit up by the sun. Then for 7 a.m. we had another one by Yolanda Kluti, showing off this view from her doorstep out in Kells River. And finally, we had this one from our regular Nancy Govender out in Pennington. Look at those beautiful colors glistening across the still waters. That being said, let me get you geared up for the rest of the day with those temperatures around South Africa. For you, Polokwane, it is a low of 8 that will peak at 19. Umbombela, for you, it is a range of 13 to 25, as well as Pretoria can be seen with sunshine on this Wednesday with a minimum of 9 and a maximum of 21. For you, Johannesburg, your low is 9 that will peak at 18. Mahikeng, partly cloudy conditions are expected, ranging from 8 to 20 degrees Celsius today. For you, Klerksdorp, 7.20 is your range. Kimberley, 9.22. And then Bloemfontein coming through with a low of 5. That will peak at 20 later today. Richards Bay, for you, do expect some sunshine coming your way with a range of 17 to 27. Pietermaritzburg, for you, it is 11.27. And then South Africa's playground, Durban, ranging from 17 to 27 as well. Mthatha, for you, coming through with a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 27. East London, for you, it is 17.30. And then Craddock can be seen with a low of 7. That will peak at 26. Gqeberha, for you, 16.31. George, 13.31. And then the mother city, Cape Town, can expect an 84% chance of rain today on this Wednesday. That will range from 12 to 21. Worcester, for you, it is 10.28. Sutherland, 7.21. And last but definitely not least, Uppington, ranging from 14 to 28. Well, that is where I leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
Now, as we brace for those winning culinary tips and the culinary hotline, bling,
sing, sing, sing.
You know they're going to make you the star chef in your own kitchen. Now, this next competition is going to make you and your shopping dreams come true.
So here's a fact, okay? Everything's birthday better with Game this year. I mean, they do the most every single year. And what better way to, celebrate than with an epic and exclusive competition just for you.
Yep, just for you. Big one. So get this. You stand the chance of winning a 2,000 Rand shopping voucher. To enter, okay, what you got to do is tell us how you would use that 2,000 Rand game shopping voucher. It'll take you far. You've either got to make you or someone else's birthday celebration even better. How are you going to add that little extra special touch with that 2,000 Rand voucher? Remember to include the hashtag #GotGame, but you can find all the terms and conditions that apply on expressoshow.com, and that competition is going to run until Tuesday the 31st of May 2022 at midnight. So you've got a little bit of time to make it good.
There is some time, but maybe let's take some time now to see what everyone has been saying online, what they're waiting for, what they're anticipating, what they would be doing to sprinkle some good.
Yeah, maybe
how they've got game. Let's see. Michelle Jacobs says, my birthday is on the 18th of July, 2022. Every year I give back on my birthday. This year, I'll be blessing the Red Cross Children's Home and an elderly facility. I'll definitely use the voucher to buy stuff for the party.
See, that's a dirty trick when you're going to be all kind and loving and beautiful like that. Now we kind of have to give it to you.
Right, putting the heartstrings.
Andrea Annie van Rooyen showing some love to her mom. My mom's birthday is coming up soon, and this voucher would be amazing for her because she wants to get herself a new stove. Oh, that would go a long way, and that's why I think she deserves this game voucher, because she's a deserving mom. There might be some great specials on. Just go and check them out online.
Also, we got one from SC Patlani who says, I'd use it to throw my 5-year-old daughter a bicycle. Get her a bicycle for her birthday. That's in July. That's all she wants, and I really do love, I would love to get it for her. Game always have a wide variety of bikes, so I'm sure it's going to make
I got my little boy's bike there, and it's epic, and he absolutely loves it. Right? And it can take the knocks as well. So with 2,000 Rand. Yeah, no, completely. I love that. I love the fact that everyone's wanting to be generous with this money. No one wants to spend it on themselves, but if you want to, it's fine. And that's not all, though.
There's more?
Yep, there's more. Always there's more, my friend. You can always compare prices in Game's birthday month with their Price Beat Promise, which offers a 10% refund on the difference in price on any item you've purchased, crossed against any other item. I love it. And if you find it cheaper at a competitor within 21 days of your purchase, you are guaranteed a price beat on that item.
I love that. That's always a hit. I mean, no one else is going to give you that. Now, remember that store opening hours are Monday to Friday from 9 in the morning till 6 p.m. On Saturdays, you can go in from 9 till 5. And if you want to go on a Sunday or a public holiday, from 9 until 4. Go out there and show us how you #GotGame. 1 in 2 healthy South African women suffer from iron deficiency. Speak to your healthcare professional about getting tested and treated for iron deficiency. Brought to you by FerryMed.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, and we are back with another installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling. If only you knew how I gathered the troops together during the ad break to make sure that they ting, 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 because we are joined by one of our expert chefs making a lot of noise, Private Chef Neil Anthony. He is here and he has got all the knowledge. So if you have any questions when it comes to anything culinary related, please give us a call right now on 021 110 5552. I've got the phone on standby, and Chef Neil Anthony, I'm very excited because I'm seeing cheese, I'm seeing
mix,
pasta,
baby, in the mix.
And I'm hoping you're making a mac and cheese.
You know it.
But it's not just a normal mac and cheese.
Well, it's just a sort of slightly spiked version of mac and cheese. We broke a spoon already, unfortunately, but that's fine. Fine. That's what they're for. So yeah, like we said, it's really a, you know, the thing, you know, comfort food and sort of winter warmers and all that sort of stuff. You know, you can just picture that sort of mac and cheese sort of bubbling away in the oven, and that's a sort of, you know, that's what we're really sort of trying to achieve. But what we're going to be able to do is just sort of spike it with some really sort of nice, sort of zesty, funky flavors.
Okay.
Most importantly is the sort of base of the cheese, or is the base of the macaroni cheese. You want a hot pan. So that goes straight in. Some butter. Some flour, make yourself a little roux.
A little roux?
Yeah, a little roux. Doesn't matter if your butter goes a little bit brown, a little bit noisette. It's absolutely fine. You can just sort of stir that butter through. You want to cook the flour a little bit. You want to cook the flour for like sort of 30, 40 seconds.
And that
just
will
so
also
it takes the floury taste away, yeah.
I was about to say, I've tasted some roux where there's been a bit of
no one likes a floury roux.
No.
Also, season in the beginning as well. Season in the beginning with salt and pepper, so you get that flavour going all the way through. If you only season at the end, then you really just get that sort of sodium, sort of saltiness. So that's a nice sort of mixture vibe there. In with your milk. Now you can heat this milk up. You can infuse it with all sorts of stuff. We don't need to go down that road today. Just sort of beat it through so you don't get any lumps.
No, we don't want lumpy.
We don't want lumpy sauce. No one likes the lumpy sauce. You can get rid of that. Boom. So just whisk that through. As it heats up, it'll sort of start to thicken. Some English mustard, or any mustard of your choice that you like. That gives it a real nice sort of background heat. You know what I mean? We're not adding anything like sort of, you know, not anything like sort of chilies or anything like that, although you can if you really wanted to.
Just
but a nice little mustard, little background heat on that. So that goes through there. So you want...
I need to come closer and just see.
Yeah, so I mean, it's beautifully velvety smooth there now.
Absolutely smooth.
Yeah.
Listen, if you have a tip or a trick or a way you like to do your mac and cheese, you're welcome to give us a call. The phone's right here. That number is 021 110 5552. Chef Neil Anthony is showing us his version right now. Ooh.
You want the cheese sauce to be quite thick, because when you sort of add the macaroni and bake it, it can tend to sort of thin it down a bit.
Okay.
And that's the last thing you want, is a sort of a thin mac and cheese. You want it to be quite nice and sort of...
And saucy.
Thick and saucy, exactly.
There we go.
And
So
then-
you've added some cheese sauce, and now you're adding two different kinds of
cheeses, a cheddar and a Swiss. Swiss gives us that nice little sort of, you know, stringiness. The cheddar gives us that real sort of sharp saltiness.
I feel like this recipe
full
needs
as well.
to come with a warning, like
Well, if
upside
you're
your
lactose
pan.
intolerant, you can turn your TV off now as well. So yeah, it's quite heavy, but you know that's the thing. It's winter, so
You're allowed to indulge a little.
You can indulge a bit.
Okay.
And also,
in front of me, I've got some yummy ingredients. I believe this is for the topping.
Yes. So there's another thing that we do to make this sort of mac and cheese a little bit more vibrant, a little bit funkier. You got some panko breadcrumbs there. You got some bacon. Got some lemon zest and a bit more cheese. Pop those all together, give them a mix.
Okay, I'll get onto that.
The lemon also sort of really cuts through that sort of rich fattiness of the whole dish. And the cheese just gives us a nice little crust. The panko gives us a nice little crust.
And we want that extra crust crunchiness
Exactly, yeah.
to it. I love that you're adding a little bit of lemon zest to this.
So that's sort of, look at that sort of what you're looking at on the sauce.
Ooh, look at that sauce.
So you want that sort of real sort of nice stringiness like that.
Stringy.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
Proper
if you want
stick to your ribs situation.
If you want to give us a call, our lines are open. That number is 021 110 5552.
And then, so you then need to have your cooked macaroni. So you
Look
do
at
that.
that. Proper
Fold that
sauce.
through. Yeah, no, it needs to be properly saucy.
Well, this is not TV cooking. Normally when we do a recipe, like half the steps are done for you. You've literally made this from scratch.
Well, you know, the pasta's boiled.
Well, Well, the pasta.
Yeah.
We've got our dish.
Take your favorite baking dish, pop that into the
I feel like our dish might be a bit too small.
That's okay, it doesn't matter. You can just
fill it to the brim.
Fill it to the brim like that. Boom. Chuck it on top.
Chuck it on top.
Yeah.
Look
Push,
at
boom,
that.
bang. You can get some parsley through there, some rosemary, some thyme, some garlic if you want. Give it a bit more bit more oomph.
And then that goes into the oven.
That goes into your oven. Bake it at about 180 for about, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, and you just added a dollop of cheese sauce at the
There
top.
you go.
You are so aggressive in the kitchen. This is amazing. Listen, we're breaking spoons. We are throwing things in the
Breaking
basin.
rules,
If
baby.
you want to be part of our culinary hotline bling, Chef Neil Anthony is here. We also have a very special guest joining us soon. So give us a call. That number is 021 110 5552. And if you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe, we have it available on our website, expressoshow.com.
And then, of course, from making the food in the kitchen to planting it in the garden as an individual, being able to give back and support your community is one of probably the most fulfilling and also necessary experiences.
Yeah, I think the last couple of years has certainly reinforced that. But when a large brand uses their power to give back in a significant way, that's when we are getting it right. That's when real change and growth can happen to the entire nation, in fact. Just last week, we were there to witness Hyundai giving back to the community in the most abundant way. What a message to send. And this is bound to fill a lot of tummies and grow some smiles for a long, long time. Take a look.
Nampo Harvest Day is one of the largest agricultural exhibitions in the Southern Hemisphere, and it takes place annually just outside the town of Bothaville here in the Free State, where I am today. And Hyundai, who are attending the expo, have made a commitment to give back to the local community and something special. Let's just say they are giving the gift that literally keeps on giving. Rachel, it was so special to see the handover, knowing the difference that it's going to make. Why has Hyundai decided to partner up with Real Gardens, and what all has been donated today?
We are so excited to be partnering with an organization like Real Gardening, and they've developed these incredible kits that have got a lot of scientifically proven techniques worked into them to really cultivate and grow these nutritious veggie gardens in the best possible conditions specific to the terrain of that region. It's just so clever and so user-friendly as well. And what's more is they also provide these monthly training sessions which are going to be run through the schools in order to ensure that it's sustainable. So we're very excited to be donating to 5 schools in the Bothaville area, as well as 1,000 local households to feed families of 4 for 1 year.
How has Hyundai chosen to specifically donate to this particular school and community?
There is an agricultural expo Nampo happening just down the road, and Hyundai is one of many exhibitors there. And just coming into the community of Bothaville, we just noticed that there was a great need. We felt that it was the time to just come and give back to the community, leave it in a better space than when we entered it in. And we're so excited to be partnering with Real Gardenings and Rise Against Hunger in order to do this.
So this box will sustainably feed 4 people in a household every day for a year. Inside we have 12 envelopes that reference each month. So each month a new envelope will be planted, and it will reuse the land, so the family will only need 16 square meters of land in order to plant this. It's already packaged according to region and season, so all of the thinking work has been taken out, making gardening fun, easy and simple.
What has been done by Hyundai is actually one of the first that we've ever worked with. So the initiative they started now is actually really amazing.
You know that old saying, give a man a fish and he will eat for a day, but teach a man how to fish and he will eat for a lifetime. Well, that sentiment is being brought to life right here. Now, this entire community has a garden that's self-sustaining and a source of food security, plus the tools and the resources to ensure the whole community is a part of the learning, the management, and of course, the delicious offerings.
So we encourage that households download the app, which will guide them through their gardening journey on a day-to-day basis, telling them what to do based on what they've planted and when it needs to be done. We also encourage the WhatsApp groups through the community projects that we run, where the households who receive this garden can all interact with one another. They have access to Real Gardening and our training resources, as well as assistance from our implementing partners on the ground who come in and assess the gardens as they grow.
It is going to help a lot of children and a lot of families in order for them to understand how to grow, how to give food for their own houses, our own families, and to make sure that every child is growing to learn on how to grow their own food and how to grow their own things in their own personal gardens. If children are able to provide for themselves, grow food for themselves, it might minimize a little bit of poverty.
We're really hoping to provide a space for kids to come and get the nutrition they need in order to be able to be at their best, to learn in an environment where their minds are agile.
Thanks to Hyundai and Real Gardening, these small boxes will make a big impact, allowing communities to flourish and become self-sustaining ecosystems that will assist in creating food security at a household level in every household. Now that is something to smile about.
Oh man, it's the little faces for me. I love this. I love it when big business steps up on this scale. But it's also worth noting how much of a difference it's going to make just to one individual child's life. Just the message that they are sending, reinforcing the idea that every child matters. Absolutely lovely.
Brands with a purpose. We have more soul-filling recipes coming your way. It is still a culinary hotline bling.
Ting,
After
ting, ting.
this, ting, ting, ting. After this, we'll see you after this.
We are business owners working with business owners. Cashflow Capital, business funding that works for you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. It is the culinary hotline bling. Chef Neil Anthony is here making a lot of noise. And today's also super duper special because we get to invite one of our viewers into the kitchen. Let's give a warm and big welcome to Vanessa Bird from Brooklyn. Vanessa, come and join us here.
Come on, Vanessa. Woo! Yes, in the mix.
You're absolutely gorgeous. Of course, when you enter the Expresso kitchen, we have to give you an Expresso
I was going to wear those exact same boots this morning, and then I was like, okay, now.
There we go. This is yours.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so nice that you are joining us today in the kitchen. Talk to me, what is it that you're going to make? Because Chef Neil Anthony showed us one of his comfort dishes, which is a mac and cheese. And I'm seeing lots of warm, homey ingredients in front of me. What are you going to cook for us today?
It's basically a sausage stew.
A sausage
Beautiful.
stew.
Or what we call sausage food.
Sausage food. Is this a favorite in the
Love
family?
it.
Yes, it is. It's a favorite and it's also easy, convenient, because I work afternoons. So I'm home in the morning, so it's quick cook before I go to work.
Okay, so this is the type of dish.
It's all about the
you cook
prep,
in-
baby. It's all about the prep.
All about the prep.
Yeah.
Through that.
So when
What's
you
about?
make this dish in the morning, you go off to work, and when you come back, you just heat it up and dinner is served.
Everyone's home by the time I get home, so they just cook the rice for me and then heat it up and
There you go.
Bob's your
Rock and
uncle.
roll.
Amazing.
Couldn't
So
be
you
easier.
can kick us off here. I mean, Chef Neil Anthony, when it comes to making stews, I
Yeah.
love saying your full name. When it comes to making stews, is that something you get to cook quite often?
Yeah, big time, yeah. I mean, so it's a nice thing to do yet again, you know, the sort of, if you, I mean, I don't spend that much time at home. But, I mean, when I do spend time at home, I like to sort of bulk cook. And the thing is, it's nice to make a stew or something like that and then keep it in the fridge. It always tastes better the next day.
It does.
You know, anything like that's always sort of great. And it's just nice, you know, to have something, you know, have something in your fridge that's ready, and also just that sort of real sort of, it's nice, it's easy to eat as well.
Yes.
You know, you can just really sort of hang around, eat it with a spoon, you can eat it on the go. It's just a nice thing to have. And also it's a nice sort of family vibe thing to do if you've got a family around, or also if you're holding like a dinner party or whatever, it's a beautiful thing because then you can just sort of have it on the go, boom, done.
Okay. So Vanessa, you have got your onions in, you've
I've added my garlic,
Nice.
just to sweat that out a little bit. Chili, optional,
Yeah.
depending how strong you like it.
Does
Like
your
it hot?
family like chili?
We have 3 grandchildren, so they don't do
Okay.
Don't do
strong.
chili?
So
Not the hot
we
yet.
just a little bit
A little bit goes a long way.
A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah.
Now, Vanessa, I have to ask you this. So my mom, I grew up in a household where she makes the most incredible stews, and whenever I ask her for the recipe, she always like, oh, I cook out of my head. I don't know how much I
Okay.
use.
Yes.
Are you one of those?
Yes.
So you don't share your recipes?
It's easy. Look, there's onions and you just put it in. You know what I mean? There you go, that's it.
Pretty good to know how many onions.
No, you don't. How many grams of onion? How many grams does something? No, just
You
go
cook,
for it, man.
You cook according to your feel.
And
Yeah.
I don't do grams, I do cups or
Pinches.
sprinkles.
Yeah.
sprinkles.
Or you go
Sprinkles,
according
that's
to
a good one, yeah.
taste.
A sprinkle, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So onions should be like really, really brown. For a
Cool.
stew, you like it
Yeah,
to
for
go
the colour.
really, really brown.
Nice.
But I don't think we have enough time to
That's
brown,
okay.
brown.
That's fine. Imagine
So,
they're brown. It's TV.
Imagine
it's
they're brown.
beautiful. Yeah. Boom.
You could add a little bit of water if you want
Yeah.
it, but not really.
Cool.
So in goes your sausage.
What sort of sausage do you do?
You could
sausage
use-
of choice.
Yeah, just not boerewors.
Not boerewors. Okay, cool. Anything but a boerewors. We can go with that. We're down
Beef
with that.
sausage,
Nice.
lasagna sausage,
Yeah?
cilantro.
Cool.
Yeah, so that browns,
Yeah, funky.
browns because the sausage cooks fairly quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to add my, I'll give it a little bit of
A sprinkle.
spice,
A sprinkle of salt and
little
pepper
bit,
is in the
little
recipe.
bit. Yeah, I don't.
Nice. Sausage to be quite highly flavored as well. So
Yes.
you don't need to add sort of too much any other of the other sausage is going to sort of
Yeah.
give us that
So when
proper
the
punch.
sausage is in, you could do your potatoes as well. Then it
Okay, cool.
cooks together.
Yeah, nice.
oops.
That's
And that
that's
one
okay.
soften quite
Cool.
nice.
Could cut it a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
We like
Obviously.
that rustic big look, you know? Everything looks bigger and
And
bigger.
also they'll cook, because it cooks for quite a while, they'll sort of cook down and break up a bit, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's
when
what
it's
you're looking
soft. Then I like to use good old stock.
Yeah,
In
the beef stock.
I'll just put it in there.
Pop it in there.
A little bit of water.
Nice. Yeah.
So then that would then break down and
Yeah.
mix into the water and
Also giving it a nice sort of depth of flavor as well.
Yes.
I mean, you could use chicken stock as well, you could use beef stock, anything like that, yeah? Yeah.
There we go. Oh,
Boom,
listen,
bang,
it's
there
going
you go.
to be delicious.
Big flavour in there.
As you can see, Vanessa is showing us her delicious sausage bready, worsie bready. Wat is die naam van hierdie dis?
Oh, sausage
Vanessa's
food.
sausage stew.
Sausage food. Listen, this is
Yeah.
sausage stew. If you
So-
have any comments or questions, if you would love to pick Neil Anthony's brain, please give us a call. This is the culinary hotline where we solve all of your culinary conundrums. Call us now on 021 110 5552. There we go. Listen, this looks
also the point
incredible.
where you can cover
Okay.
and let it all just marry, get
You can also
soft.
even do this in like a slow cooker and just sort of leave it on all day, no? One of those sort of vibes.
Exactly.
Amazing. And then when do we add the baked beans and the butternut?
Butternut cooks down fairly quickly,
Okay.
so that's one of the last things
Yeah.
that goes in. Baked beans, optional. I'm not a fan, but the family's big, so
Yeah?
we'll add the
see.
butternut.
Baked beans.
And
Amazing. Vanessa, it was so great having you here. Thank you for sharing a family recipe. If you want to get your hands on Vanessa's sausage bready, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. Neil Anthony's not going anywhere. We still have one more culinary hotline bling coming your way.
well, after getting us in the mood for this Wednesday morning with their stellar performances and their first song, Wasted, New City, they are back on the Expresso stage for their second performance this morning. This one is titled Let Go and is sure to get you up and dancing as you get ready for the day. Take it away, boys.
I blow smoke, she drinks wine. We go out to unwind, but out here I don't know. Out here I don't know. In the night you can find people losing their minds, but out here I don't know. Out here I don't know. We cleared the fire to get away, and they try and tell us it's not okay. Not looking for trouble as it comes our way. No shame in the struggle if we do it our way. And I just wanna let go. I got this feeling I should let go and fall into the night. I'm falling out of sight. I just wanna let go. I got this feeling I should let go and fall into the night. I'm falling out of sight. Waves crashing in my mind. It gets better each time, but out here I don't know. Out here I don't know. Drifting all in the night. Y'all know when it feels right, but out here I don't know. Out here I don't know. We played the fire to get away, and they try and tell us it's not okay. Not looking for trouble as it comes our way. No shame in the struggle if we do it our way. And I just wanna let go. I got this feeling I should let go and fall into the night. Falling out of sight. And I just wanna let go. I got this feeling I should let go and fall into the night. Falling out of sight. We played the fire to get away, and they try to tell us it's not okay. Not looking for trouble as it comes our way. No shame in the struggle if we do it our way. And I just wanna let go. I got this feeling I should let go and fall into the night. Falling out of sight. And I just wanna let go. I got this feeling I should let go and fall into the night. Falling
1 in 2 healthy South African women suffer from iron deficiency. Speak to your healthcare professional about getting tested and treated for iron deficiency. Brought to you by FerryMed.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3, and this morning we are going through some of our favorite winter comfort foods, and we are also having private chef Neil Anthony, as well as one of our special viewers, Vanessa Bird, in studio with us, and we are here to answer your questions. So if you have any questions around comfort food, give us a call on 021 551. In fact, I just gave you a different number there. It's 021 110.
That's my number, by the way.
There we go.
That's my number, I'll tell you.
I nearly gave you a different number. Call the one I said. And then, of course, Neil Anthony, you're here to make another one. And we're about to make a mutton curry.
Yeah.
Oh, the phone's ringing.
Mutton curry. I'll pick it up.
Okay, let's answer this one. Hello? Hi, is this Robin from Durban?
No.
What is your comment or question?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I would like to know, can I make this delicious meal on an air fryer? And what would the best way to do it?
Can you make it what, sorry, an air fryer?
Can you just say that again? Repeat that for us.
I'd like to make this dish in an air fryer.
A dish in an air fryer?
Can you tell me if it would work? And
Which
what would the best way to do it?
Okay, the sausage dish. She wants to know if we can make that.
In the air fryer. I would say no, unfortunately. It's not really a sort of air fry style dish.
Okay.
I would say if you did do it, maybe if you wanted to do it something similar to that mac and cheese, you could probably make the sausage casserole in its casserole dish, put in maybe a little sort of topping vibe on it, then air fry it to get a bit of crisp on top. But otherwise, it needs a sort of really, it's like more of a low and slow style situation.
So you would need more of an instant pot or
an instant pot or something like that, like a slow cooker or just sort of on the stove stuff.
Amazing. Robin, thank you for
You can't air fry everything.
Listen, some of us like to, okay? It's quick and easy. Now, Neil, you're about to show us a mutton curry. Earlier, Vanessa showed us one of her favorite dishes. So you're going to kick it off?
Yeah, we're going to roll through with this. So there's a couple of components. We're going to make like a... how does this thing work?
I can do that for you.
You do that for me.
I'll do that for you.
So you pop all of that in there for me. So that's like
Vanessa,
it's a nice little sort of spice
me.
blend vibe. Let's see how that goes down. We've got some fennel seeds, some cardamom, some clove,
you can add
some
that
cinnamon. So get all that into that funky blender.
Okay.
You can't air fry this either, guys, so that's
no, you
right.
can't,
So
but we
can
are
really go
about
with
to
that.
blend
so, yeah,
everything.
About to blend everything into a nice little sort of spice there. I've got some chili powder, some garlic powder, and some fennel powder here. Then we're just going to sort of what's called blooming, or just sort of making a nice little sort of paste out of that.
I'm going to make a bit of noise.
Go for it. Nice. Vanessa, you mix that up for me, darling. Bit more. Yeah, a bit more.
Look at that.
Yeah. Now this works in a blender like that. It works in a spice grinder as well.
Okay,
Bang. Okay, cool. You can pop that into this spice mix as well. So we're making a nice sort of spice paste. So that actually worked quite well.
It did.
Wow.
Look
I'm impressed.
at that. I'm going to
impressed.
add this. I'm
so
impressed.
bang that onto there.
Oh, and you get the
nice.
smell of cinnamon.
Bang, straight away, yeah.
Wow.
When you get, so it's, it's that real sort of, it's like a Moroccan kick. It's like a sort of, I don't know, sort of like a Cape Town kick. I don't know. You tell me.
Cape Malay kick.
Cape Malay kick. I'm going to get confused with that sort of stuff. So that's a nice, that's a nice sort of curry sort of paste situation. So we've got a nice big pan here, a nice sort of hot pan there. We're going to fry a couple of spices there. We've got some black cardamom. We've got a little bay leaf there. Now you could use a sort of curry leaf or anything like that if you wanted. Of course, nice hot pan. We've got some garlic ginger going in as well.
Okay. See, my mom is living in Durban, so whenever I go visit, I always have friends say, oh, bring back spices.
Yeah.
Where do you get your spices from? Just at the grocery store, or do you also have a connection?
Up in Boerkamp.
Okay. They got the best spices there too. Yes.
So we're going to fry our spices off a little bit. Nice, like that. Bang, bang, bang. So we've got some mutton here. I'm going to season that up, a little salt and pepper. Into our spice mix, going to go some shallots. And you could obviously use onion there.
You're changing things up. Is that spice hitting you? Then you know it's a good cook.
When the neighbors start coughing, it's a good curry.
Yeah. So this is the type of curry that when people come to your driveway, they'll already be able to smell it.
Exactly.
Are you also now getting it? You can move closer to me, Vanessa. We'll stand here.
So I'm trying to tame it down a bit, so that's fine. So a little bit more oil in there. And of course our mutton. Now this is beautiful. It's obviously got all that sort of fat and sinew situations going on. That goes in there, bang. little bit of color on that. Now, you think it's obviously quite spicy, but, you know, there's going to be a lot of sauce. There's going to be, you know, it has to sort of permeate that meat.
Yeah.
Everything's got to sort of, you know, everything's got to sort of marry together, essentially.
So there's something, the secret to stews, and I feel like you hitting the nail on the head here, Vanessa, is because you make it the morning, it has that time to rest before you serve it.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to mutton, Neil, that's something you need to cook quite slowly, right?
Yeah, no, it's a low and slow cook for sure. You know, I mean, there's such a nice sort of real depth of flavor in the mutton that you really want to sort of bring that out. So it's a low and slow cook. A little bit of color on there. You know, you don't need to add any sort of flour or anything to that. Some people sort of coat the meat in flour and stuff, but this is going to cook really nice and low and slow. And as those tendons break down, as the sort of onions break down, it makes that real nice sort of thick sauce. We're going to get a bit fancy and add some saffron as well.
Ooh.
I know.
And that's just like a little bit, because saffron's quite potent.
Saffron's quite punchy, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it can be overpowering, so that's why you only really need sort of small bits of it. A little bit of water, and then some nice yogurt.
Ooh. Chef Neil Anthony,
You know what I mean?
this looks incredible. Of course, all of the recipes we showed you today, the two that Neil Anthony made, as well as the one Vanessa made, it's all available on our website. So if you want to get your hands on the mutton curry, the sausage bready, or even that mac and cheese, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. I feel like you need to give a shout out to your grandkids because they didn't go to school today to watch Nana on
Wow.
TV.
I wish I had done that.
Sharon, Zaki, Eden, Nana loves you.
Oh, there
and
we
Kinsey
go.
and Jordan.
There we go. You can't forget about the kids.
No.
There we go. Oh, Neil Anthony.
Yeah, cover that, cook
so
it for
much.
about sort of 2-3 hours, let it chill. You can reheat it. You can sort of either then, you know, eat it the next day, eat it the same day.
Amazing.
Flatbreads, rice, rock and roll.
Oh, well, there we go. That was your culinary hotline bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
There we go.
Yeah. Well done, Vanessa, Neil Anthony. So good to have you here. Okay, so we're moving from the kitchen to the lounge. When it comes to DIY, there truly is something for everyone. And most of us do love a little DIY.
Oh, yes, we do. Now, recently, myself and Ryle were put to the test with our painting skills, and we did a Plascon DIY challenge. You have to take a look for yourself how we fared.
Okay.
It's time. It's time to color your life with Plascon. Now today, myself and Nature Boy over here, we are in for an epic challenge. We have to remodel this pot and make it extra, but it's up to you to decide who's actually going to be the challenge winner. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I am so excited, and even more so because Plascon have their new coastal color palette, and I cannot wait to use it. It's inspired by nature, inspired by the ocean, so you know Nature Boy is coming for you.
I almost feel like you have an advantage at the moment because you're obviously renovating your home. But the question is, do you have the talent? Do you have what it takes? Are you ready for this?
Let's find out.
Okay, so for our coastal mood color combination, we have Azure Bean, Moody Blue, as well as Feathery. What do you have on your side?
I've got the Coastal Calm, and Feathery is also a part of that range. Together with the Feathery, we've got our Walnut Spice as well as the Hot Terracotta. So it has an interesting pop of colors, and I think this is going to blend all together so nicely. I see we also added an extra one to the range.
Yes, this is Graceful Green, and I think it will just balance out the color palettes and the color combination.
Sure, well, look at you, got the whole painter lingo going on here. But before we get into the painting, of course, we need to sugar soap clean our pots and then get them primed. You ready? Let's go.
Applied and prepped using our multi-surface primer from Plascon, we're ready.
We are indeed, and the beauty of the fact that we're using Plascon means that we are covered for any project that we are doing, and especially this one. And let's be honest, any good paint job means that you're doing a good priming job and prep job, and we've done exactly that right now. So without further ado, ready for this one?
His priming looks good, but is your painting as good? We'll have to wait and see, hey?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be better than your priming, clearly, by this coat over here.
It's called creative flow, okay? Don't judge me. Wait till you see the end result.
Good luck. I'm trying to create this sort of layered effect, but separating each different hue of paint that I use with this bendable masking tape over here.
Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm using the sponge technique, which is basically a technique where you use a sponge, dip it into the paint, and you just get this nice little peaks on your pot. I wanted a nice little gradient flow, so I'm using the moody blue, and it's just going to be a nice little contrast to go with the ocean flow and the theme that I'm going for.
So Jamie, you are where we're painting the pots and not the table, right?
I think you look too clean, like you look too clean.
I'm not deterred. I'll keep my canvas to the main task over here.
Just because I don't want you to feel alone, I'll do it myself.
This means war, eh?
Luckily it is water-based, so I can just wipe it off.
So we're using the water-based Valvaglow paint, and let me tell you, the application alone is so easy. It's almost like just applying Velvet onto a canvas. But on top of that, it also holds up so well against the elements. So especially when you are out here in South Africa, you know how crazy our weather and climate can be. So this is the perfect choice, and who knows, maybe I even use this outside.
You know what? It's a good thing this paint takes 60 minutes to dry, because I'm already done and you're still busy. Wow.
Perfection takes time, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day, remember that.
Wait and see till the end result. Wait and see. Do you not want to use a terracotta on the top? That's just my opinion. Again, it is your pot.
Since when are you the expert?
Since I've started using Plascon. This is what happens when you listen to the professional. I actually love the fact that you kept the entire top red. It looks good.
Look, to be honest, I think it was maybe a good call at the end of the day, especially if you look at this color and how nicely it pops. I'm actually really falling for it. It looks good.
Let's talk about the finish as well, because I love the fact that it has this nice glossy finish, so you don't have to do much work after it. I do think that we're done now, and luckily for us, the challenge is over, but it's not up to us, it's up to you, Mzansi. So head on over to Expresso's social media and let us know whose pot is your favorite.
Honestly, Jamie, though, I gotta thank you, because I actually had a lot of fun doing this challenge. Not only did I have fun, though, but I also learned a lot, especially when it comes to the color palettes that Plascon has on offer. Let me tell you, I'm falling for these colors, and I think it's perfect for the season ahead. Trust me.
That being said, together with Plascon, we've got it. Oh, we had so much fun doing that. We are now officially reg for die pot, everybody. That being said, you let us know, who do you think took that challenge? Was it my pot or was it Raul's? Let us know on our social media platforms. More magic coming your way after this.
Gynagard, feminine hygiene mastered.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. Your final performance from New City. Here they are with Can't Take Any More. Take it away.
got a heartache in my chest. I tried loving like the rest of us, and you know I try my best, but the city got the best of us. Whoa, you try too hard to change me. My God, just let me go. Good luck trying to replace me. My heart can't take anymore. I'm bleeding out on the floor. Don't go knocking at my door. My heart can't take anymore. Can't take anymore. I wanted the we got more. Chest. I try and run, but I can't get away. And you know I try my best, but you got too far ahead of us. Whoa, you try too hard to change me. My God, just let me go. Good luck trying to replace me. My heart can't take it anymore. I'm bleeding out on the floor. Don't go knocking at my door. My heart can't take anymore. Can't take anymore. I wanted love, we got more. Life seems easier without you. Without you. Don't need you telling me what to do. So goodbye forever. Life seems easier without you. Without you. Don't need you telling me what to do. So goodbye.
Here's to the sweet taste of time off, celebrating the lust of summer, and to family memories made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.